Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon muser this evening. Tonight, we are carrying... Oh, actually, we're not carrying on. We are going to be... we're down quite a few players tonight, so we are going to be playing a special one-shot. We have been, over the last month or so, revisiting some old Star Wars role-playing games. And we are going to continue that tradition tonight. Tonight's game is going to be the third version of the Star Wars role-playing games published by Wizards of the Coast. And this was during the time of the prequel films. And that's going to be the Star Wars Saga Edition RPG. Now, this one has... I don't think either of you guys have played this version of the game. Have you guys?
No.
No. Okay, so let's introduce who our players are going to be, our Star Wars stars as they were. First up, we have Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and tonight I'm going to be playing the classic scoundrel, Pash, the Star Pilot.
Awesome. And next up is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John. I am playing Corva Coleman, I think it's... How do you pronounce that species name? Ubese?
Ubese.
Ubese, Scout.
Yeah. So the game, I'm trying to think where to start here. So the game is going to have very many familiar elements that you guys would recognize from D20 games in general. You'll recognize all of the stats are the same as in D&D, every version of D&D that we've seen. The defenses are a little different. They're closer to what they were in 4th edition D&D, where you don't have saving throws, you have a series of defenses that people will target. So you'll also notice you don't have an armor class or a defense stat or anything like that. What you have is your reflexes, which is what you use to shoot you or punch you or kick you or whatever. You have your fortitude and you have your will. Those are the things that people target. And then when you're trying to affect people with your abilities, it's just the converse of that. Task resolution is the same as in other Star Wars games or other D20 games. You have roll a D20, add some numbers to it, and you're going to try and beat a target number. You also have hit points, just like you do in most other games too. One difference is that you have something called a damage threshold. You may notice that on your character sheets, guys, you've got this nifty looking kind of like ladder. Let me open up for the folks at home so they can see. I'll go on Gunner's sheet, so I'm not screwing up your guys' sheet here. You'll see there's a condition monitor there, right next to where your hit points are. What that is it's kind of what reflects wounds. So it's your sort of like death spiral thing. There can be effects that will give you conditions, but in particular, anytime you take damage that is equal to or over your damage threshold, your condition goes down by 1. Okay, and what those penalties are is to basically everything. Penalty to hit, to saves, to skills, and I believe to your defenses as well. So it becomes an important thing. However, you can recover that with an action. Speaking of actions, let's talk about what your action economy is in this. It's going to be very similar to what you're used to as well, too. You have, in any turn, a swift, a move, and a standard action. So standard move, and swift. You can convert any of those into swift actions, and you can convert a standard action into a move or a swift action. Swift actions get a lot more play in this, particularly with like some of the actions that you can take or some of the tactics you can apply. In particular, Corva, you make use of swift actions with your badass sniper rifle. Your sniper rifle, to get it set up, you need a move action to get the bipod set up, and then you need to spend... normally, to aim, it costs you 2 swift actions. And then once you aim, you get to ignore any cover bonus to reflexes that the target might have. But you also get the benefit of, you have some special things that come from your sniper rifle as well too. So that's beneficial. What else? To be honest, that's sort of there are some finer details that we're going to go into. Area of effect is is very different in this. So neither of you guys have weapons that can be used in full auto, but you may face adversaries that do that. And what basically you do is it's like an area effect in, what do you call it, in D&D, where you pick a 2x2 area, and then anything within there, you make an attack roll, you make a single attack roll, and things you hit take full damage, things you miss take half damage, unless they've got some other abilities to get out of things.
Gotcha.
You each have as well too. I did not fill in your destinies for this. There's 2 different meta currencies, narrative meta currencies that are at play here. You have force points, which can be spent to sometimes do some special abilities, and sometimes to modify your dice rolls. So you can add a d6 roll to after you see the result of your dice roll. And those don't refresh. Those don't refresh until you gain a new level. So you're going to want to be sparing with those. But your destiny points are kind of, each of you has 1 of them, and they're kind of like supercharged force points. Instead of just granting you a bonus to hit, what you can get is, let's see here, it's an automatic hit, I believe, or it's a nat 20 as if you rolled it. One sec here.
Oh, wow.
No, destiny points are really powerful. Automatically score a critical hit, no attack necessary. Automatically cause an attack made against you to miss, even after the thing is resolved. Act out of turn, so you can change your order in the initiative order. Take damage that would otherwise harm another character within your reach. Increase the effect of some force powers. Neither of you guys are force active, so you don't need to worry about that. Or immediately gain 3 force points.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a much more powerful thing. And let's see here. You gain another destiny point as you gain a level, and you can choose to give 1 destiny point to an ally. So what we'll do is, why don't I give you guys 2 destiny points? We'll say you sat on 2 of them for now. That seems like it'll be fun. That way I don't have to be, have kid gloves either. So each of you will have 2 destiny points, and if you need to refresh what they actually do, we can go back to that. Where you guys are, where our adventure will start. Let me see if there's anything else we need to worry about. Oh, I want to give you a couple other things too, because it is just the 2 of you. Each of you will have a med pack. Are either of you guys trained in medicine? It'll have a little tick next to it as T. I don't think you actually are.
I don't have medicine on my skill list, so probably not.
No.
You have it on your skill list. You're just... where is it here? Treat injury, forgive me. Treat injury, not medicine. So it's right near the bottom.
No, I'm not trained in it.
Okay. So you don't need to worry.
No.
Yeah, so then the way that the game sort of models or keeps the skills kind of in line, so even if you're not trained in something, you still get to add half your level plus your stat bonus to it. If you're trained in something, you get a +5 to it. If you're specialized in it, or if you then you get another +5. Like you'll notice, Pash, you got a +15 with your piloting. And Corva, you've got +15 with your perception. Because you've got one of your racial abilities grants you automatic.
It says 10, but it lets me re-roll any perception check.
Oh, I forgot. Hold on, and I forgot to add something. One sec. It's on your. If you guys go in the Discord, you can see the character sheets for these as well. Because I posted them under the Star Wars channel.
That's what that thing was. I was trying to find that.
So hold on, your perception. Yes, there you go. Now it's 15. Corva, you got a couple things that you can do that will allow you to re-roll a thing, but you have to keep the roll afterwards. I think it's your stealth, your perception, and your survival.
Yes.
And Pash, I think you can... I can't remember if there's anything you can re-roll, but you do get a... you've got like an ability to add +5 to your to one of your skills, I think, for... Let's see here. I'm doing a great job of explaining it for you. Here we go. Your... Not Space Hound. So you can drag these things down to make them bigger. So you can actually view all of your stuff. Your hyperdriven. Once per day while aboard a starship, you can add your scoundrel class level as a bonus on a single attack roll, skill check, or ability check. You can also spend a force point to gain one of those bonuses there. +1 luck bonus, +1 luck bonus on attacks, +5 luck bonus on skill checks, or +1 luck bonus on all your defenses, and that lasts for the rest of the encounter.
That's pretty handy.
Mm-hmm. You see that, Jeff? Yes.
Where is that?
Under your talents.
Oh, under talents. Oh, there. Yeah. Okay. Fool's luck. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. All right. So the only other thing I wanted to give you was...
Does Corva not have a melee weapon?
he has... Oh, he should have a knife.
Okay, I'll go ahead and add that.
Yeah, a knife is just 1d4 damage. And it uses dex... No, it uses strength for the attack. So I think you should only have +3, and then it'll automatically... when it's... You'll see that it adds in half your level rounded down to damage.
Okay.
Okay, and the character sheet actually does that automatically, which is kind of nice. All right, guys. So, our story will be taking place at the tail end of the Galactic Civil War. So this is taking place roughly contemporaneous with the Battle of Endor, or maybe shortly thereafter. And at this point, you guys are both part of the Rebel Alliance, and I'll let you figure out why your characters would have individually. I think Pasha's been part of the Rebel Alliance since we first started playing with this character, so I'm guessing he's still part of it. The one thing he has lost, Jeff, is his previous ship. He does not have his the silver. What was it called? Oh, the Argent Dawn any longer.
Yeah.
What instead he has is the Lazy Bantha. And that is a YT 2400 Corellian vessel. So that's what you can see in your screen right now.
Cool.
Okay. We also have, let me give you the floor plans for it too, because that's always fun. There we go. Lazy Bantha floor plans. It's in all your things. There you go, guys. Boom. That's the layout for it as well, too. The cockpit will be on the side there, and then you can see where the rest of the vessel. It's laid out very similar to the Falcon, just slightly different makeup.
Cool.
So, where you guys are going is... So one of the things that the Rebel Alliance leadership were mindful of, in particular, there's a member of the Rebel Intelligence whose name is Admiral Kraken, Cracken, and one of the concerns that they've got when it became apparent after the destruction of the second Death Star that the Empire was really going to collapse, they wanted to make sure that they secured every secret facility, every kind of black books project, every shipyard and whatnot that they could, so that the Alliance, would have, with the New Republic as it was formed, it would have some of those assets on hand as well, the infrastructure that the Empire still had, and in particular also to deny it to Imperial warlords, to the Moffs who would decided they wanted to try and be the next Emperor or the next Vader or whatever, or just people who wanted to maybe even do something worse and sell it to criminal elements or things like that. Trouble is, Palpatine during his time was very, very busy. And there was a lot of these locations, which meant that they did not have the full complement of teams that they would have liked to have sent. So in some cases, they were sending undermanned teams to try and secure these facilities. And you guys, and then if Brent arrives as well too, you're having difficulty getting your converted battle droid up and running, but hopefully before the end of the night, he'll be up and running as well. But where you guys are going in the Lazy Bantha is a world called Saxum 7. And what you've got is that you've got an Imperial transponder. You don't know how Kraken got it, but it's an Imperial transponder, and once you get to Saxum 7, it should lead you to some lab. And what you're to do is, for one, to make sure it's not active still, and then to secure the facility as best you can. It is not expected that the facility is going to have many troops on it, nor is it expected that that you should experience a great deal of resistance. For one, most of the Imperial soldiery has taken off elsewhere. Like once they quit, or when they saw the Empire fell, or they have been recalled back to some Moff's fleet to try and defeat the Alliance and prevent the formation of the Republic, or they have just kind of gone to ground. They've set up and they've let themselves kind of go, or they So, what do you guys think? I guess what the approach for this one is that they don't really know much beyond that. They know Saxum 7 has a breathable atmosphere. They know that it is in the unknown regions. So it's sort of it's only on the edge of the unknown regions, but it's in a region of space that is really dangerous to navigate for astrogation. It doesn't really have a lot of interaction with the other parts of the galaxy. So there's not really much known about the world apart from that it's apparently somewhere you can breathe that they found from Imperial records. And once you get there, you should have a little beacon that will take you to wherever this base is, and then they leave it to you guys. Now, for you guys, I've only put like the bare minimums for your gear. So I've got your like signature weapons, your environmental armor for Corva, and that's really it. If you guys have other things that you think you'd like to have, like satchel charges, or if you want a sidearm like Corva, if you want like a side piece in addition to your sniper rifle, just for up close work, you're welcome to grab that as well too. If you want, you can take thermal detonators with you, but the expectation is you shouldn't be experiencing that much resistance. But and med pack, that's what I was going to say, is that one of the ways that you heal in the game, healing in this is basically as slow as it is in old school games, but you gain things to your level in hit points each day. But you can also use treat injury with a med pack to recover hit points.
Gotcha.
So when I say
Kev, what's our main mission here? Like, is it reconnaissance? Is it like find out what's there? Is it destroy it?
Nope, secure the facility.
Okay, secure the facility. Okay.
Secure the facility, yeah. If there is something else, like this is one of those Imperial Black Labs where Pash will have remembered. Do you remember making that run on the decommissioned Star Destroyer that was navigating or drifting in an asteroid field?
Yeah.
Where there was that biological lab.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be something like that. It will be a lab of some kind.
A dark science lab or something.
Yeah, and this adventure is taking place about 4 years or 3 years after the last time we saw Pash as well too. So you can picture that this is, there's been a great deal of more of that kind of bullshit that you have been exposed to over time.
Right. Okay.
Could I get like a light sidearm?
Yes, you can.
Like a pistol or something?
Yep. Yeah. I'll give you a blaster pistol.
Yeah. They're light ones, or do I have to get a heavy one?
No, you got light. Here. Okay.
So knowing that, Kev, Pash would bring something that does pack a punch in case he discovers we've got to raise this place. Like
yeah.
With that experience. So I don't know. Yeah, like would it be a thermonuclear detonator? Like, is that what they call those things?
They're not going to give you like a nuke. You're not going to have access to that.
Well, then, like, I don't know, the equivalent of like sticks of TNT
Yeah,
or like
it'll-
something like.
Picture like the satchel charges that Han used to destroy the shield generator in Endor, on Endor.
Yeah.
It'll be like that. The thing is, it's it's just the two of you, so you would need to spend some time to stock that
Oh,
up.
absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
I'm just saying he would bring something.
definitely. Now your blaster pistol will be do 3d6 damage, John.
Okay.
Can also do stun for 2d6. And otherwise, it uses Dex as a range thing. Has the range of 20 for point blank range.
Okay. Stun is just a straight 2d6, no additional damage.
No additional damage. Stun will do the +2 from your level.
Aside from that, okay, I got it all in there. Cool. Yeah,
Awesome.
I just think it's a little unrealistic carrying a sniper rifle around and a knife. What happens if they get really close, but not close enough for a knife?
Well, the plan is for you not to.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you are very... So of the two characters, the Corva, and I mean, I'll leave it to you guys to figure out how you guys ended up falling in together. And Pash, how you fell out with the rest of the of your intrepid party. The Ubezi are kind of great hunters anyway, and in particular, what Corva probably has is that, or as a backstory for whatever reason made him or her throw in, excuse me, with the Alliance, because the Ubezi use voice or vocoders to disguise whether they're male or female, and they because they can't breathe environments from other planets, they do not they don't ever come out of their environmental armor really either. They can, their skin doesn't melt or anything. It's just they need to use a rebreather. But the environmental suit's often more is safer. You in particular are also quite sneaky, quite you generally want to make sure you're picking the fight rather than throwing yourself in for things. Pash, on the other hand, Jeff, you go ahead and play him however the hell you want. Pash has been fairly not cautious before. So, let's see here. What else do you need to know? There is a... I can't remember what it's called. Ubetanol. It's the Ubezi sign language. Both of you speak that. So if you guys need to communicate, you beyond just gesturing at something, you can have full conversations without people... I mean, they'd see your hands moving, but you can communicate that way.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So, we will open then with you guys. We'd see the scroll would go down, giving us the background of where we... And I really wish I had written one. We find that this is, the second Death Star has been destroyed and the Empire is in ruins. However, secrets lie strewn across the galaxy, tucked away by the secretive hand of Palpatine. Brave rebels approach the mysterious planet of Saxum 7, intent on uncovering one of Palpatine's secret labs. And then we'd see the ship drop out of orbit here, the Lazy Bantha. And you guys can see drifting before you this... I'm going to move your tokens down so we can see both you and the thing. This strange, almost like nebula-shrouded world before you, with what looks like a forested moon as well. So, guys, how do you intend to make your approach? I think as soon as you drop out, we see sitting on the the dash next to Pash, we'd see something starts pulsing. It's the small little Imperial device. It's got the cog-looking symbol of the Empire on it. It seems as if whatever that signal is, you're picking it up right away. What do you guys want to do?
Corva looks over to it and says, this seems all too easy. Are you sure about this, Pash?
I'm sure by the end. It won't be easy.
Look at this. I
like
actually,
that.
I didn't realize I downloaded one that an image that didn't have any border to it. It's
Yeah,
pretty great.
Yeah, it's cool.
PNG files is great.
Unfortunately, you're going the wrong direction. So, oh man.
We're just looping around the planet, Kev. We're scanning.
Got it. Here we go.
Because we don't know where on the surface this.
No, you don't yet. And it looks like there's a lot. I mean, much like Earth, there's an awful lot of water on this planet as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think let's do some, orbital scans and see if we can, find somewhere that's got power or something that our sensors could pick up.
Okay.
I'd rather be seen from space and then make a stealthy approach after that, but, at least we know where they are and what we're getting into.
Absolutely.
On the moon or the planet?
Say again?
I believe we think it's on the planet.
It's on the planet. At least that's what you heard.
Yeah. We'll start by scanning the planet.
Sure. So let's see here. Let's see if there's any transmissions you get. Give me a sec here. I'm just trying to find.
Corver walks over to the corner and toes the stationary robot and curses. This thing needs to get working.
Yeah, I really wish it did because it's got that giant rotary blaster cannon on its back.
We would both feel a lot better if Gunner was running.
Most definitely. Okay, I'm seeing if I actually
I don't know how long that reboot cycle is going to take.
No, and it seems there was some subroutine that it was running, and then you think that whatever person was assisting you with it.
Is that blue light still blinking, Corva?
You think that taps it? I think so. But colors look weird through this respirator.
Okay, give me a sec here. And for those listening at home too, we decided we were doing this about a half hour before the session, so you'll have to forgive me for looking up one or two things here while we
I'm
go.
for a one shot.
Awesome. Yeah, just with the way the at the time of recording, this was the week of the American election, and this week has felt about 300 years old or long, so it felt appropriate to try and just throw caution. And we were down a lot of players tonight too that we didn't realize.
Yeah.
So. Okay, here we go.
I think the one of the reasons why Corva is definitely bringing a sidearm is because Gunner's down.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, and you don't know what to expect on these things too. Some of these have been abandoned. Some of them have still been staffed, but it's been by with scientists, and that's really it. Others, when you've arrived, you found that it is it's staffed with all sorts of awful secrets like powerful droids or worse things.
Corva's gun says he's got 10 shots for his sniper blaster rifle.
That's right, yeah. Assume you got at least 2 extra charges for it. It just takes you a turn to standard action to reload.
Okay, so it's
once
10 shots per cartridge. Got it.
That's right, yeah. Okay. All right. What I was looking for, guys, is see if I had stats for this thing. I can't remember if this thing came out before or after WotC lost the license. Turns out after. So, where are you going to use the stats for the 1300, YT 1300? So then, what I need from you is who will be operating the sensors? You'll be using a computers check. Anyone any good with computers?
Computers. Is that like a...
Or is that a skill? Hold on. It might be lore tech. I'm thinking
there's technology knowledge.
Yep.
There is...
I've only got galactic lore and life sciences, which are decent, so...
Oh, use computer. Right at the bottom.
Oh. I'm not that good with that.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Yep.
It's not a class skill for me.
You will get a bonus on it because of the intelligence of your ship. So go ahead, just make a roll. Whoever's doing that.
Gonna be good. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. So yeah, it's a piece of piss to pick up where this the message, the transponder message, is coming from, and it seems like it's coming from somewhere on the one of the just off the coast of one of the larger land masses in the northern hemisphere. There doesn't appear to be any other technological sources of power or whatnot on the planet.
Okay, let's bring ourselves. Do we have any kind of transport on the ship, or just our feet for hoofing it?
Feet, you're hoofing it.
Okay, then we don't want to be more than a couple of kilometers away from the site. We don't want to be traveling.
Well, you're going to have to see where the site
far.
is. You're right from where you. Your roll was good, so you're able to pick up good enough to pick up the signal, but you're not really you're not a tech, so you're going to need to fly down to it to get a sense of where it is before.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm just trying to decide how close do we need to be. How zeroed in do we need to be before we get off the ship is what I was getting at. If we're hoofing it, we got to know within we basically need visual confirmation it's the site is what I'm getting at. We wouldn't, if we had speeder bikes or something, we could, search a large area out of the ship. Okay, so I'll take the ship down to that rough area and do a visual fly.
Okay.
I think Corval, do we have guns on the ship?
Oh yeah, yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Corval's gonna go man one of those just in case we
take a look at. I think there's one. There's one turret right above. You take a look at the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, turret access is right in the middle there. So you've got one turret on top, and I think that's it.
Okay. I will be there.
Okay.
Turret.
And if needed, there are 2 escape pods. I'm sure it won't come to that. What game have I ever given you guys a ship of any kind and then ruined it immediately? I mean, come on.
Not immediately. We've also got ships that were pretty banged up to start with.
True, very true. All right, so what we see is the Lazy Bantha begins its approach down onto the planet. We do a Star Wars wipe, and then we see you. What you're doing is you're flying over the surface of a very bright and beautiful ocean. You can see the wind. It's choppy the way that the ocean seems to always be in the Atlantic, at least. And you're coming up on the signal, but you're not visually. You're not seeing anything. And it's not until you get a little closer that then you see this approaching. There's no boat on it down there. I'll put here Corva over the boat. There's you in the sky. But as you're approaching, what you can see is that there's this rocky, prominence that seems to jut out of the trackless miles of ocean. This thing is maybe a mile across. One sec here.
I totally imagine Pash is actually flying the ship down across the edge of the mountain like that, really fast.
Yeah.
Checking it out.
Yeah, and again, you can see, there's no from this height at least, there is absolutely no there's no sign of any kind of structure or building or whatever.
Do I see anywhere where I could bring the ship down?
So you can try. It's going to be a tricky one. I mean, you'd have to be an expert pilot of some kind in order to land a ship here. Why don't we do this? So right now, you can just try and make a spot. You got 2 options. You can try and just pick a spot and try and do your best. And I think I'll set the difficulty on that at about 25. Or what you can do is try and spot, if this is indeed an Imperial base, they either would have a place on the surface they would land, or perhaps they would land elsewhere.
Yeah, Corva could offer he's got pretty good peepers.
Yeah.
So, you could either try to find a place or like a hidden entrance, or the best place for you to set it down.
Sure. So give me, or give us, I should say, Corva, why don't you give us a perception check? I think that's the one that your skill ability you can choose to re-roll if you don't like what you got.
It's rather high, so, I'll use it sparingly if I can.
Okay. 30.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two things that you pick up. You're looking out there, and remember that most of Corva's dialogue will come through the same... Leia wasn't, Ubezi, but Bush, the bounty hunter's gear that she's wearing in Return of the Jedi, that was stolen from an Ubezi bounty hunter. So that's that same kind of like, voice that she's gotten at. Corva's voice would sound very similar to anyone else.
I may be downloading a voice modulator for any future games.
Fantastic. Oh, that's great. A+ players. So what you can see, there's two things you see, Corva. For one, Pash is just hot dogging it, but the advantage of this is that he's getting down so close to the surface that you're getting a really good lay of the land, and what you can see is that it looks like there was some kind of crude structure built here at some point. And actually, I'll tell you guys at the end of the session. Remind me to tell you a story about this illustration or this photo as well too, because it's
familiar.
It's kind of funny. So how I ended up with this, but one thing you can see is that there are, in addition to sort of like the ruins of whatever primitive structures may have been here thousands of years ago or whatever, there also is what you think is the impression that would have been left from some kind of imperial like cargo ship. So there's a small square area that probably he could get the lazy bantha down on. But there's something else you notice as well too. It's only because he insisted on kind of flying Nape of the Earth up to this thing and zooming around it. But you thought you spotted some strange reflections from one end of the island. And they seem to be coming from underneath the water. Now, with a roll that good, you can get him to go back. And it appears that underneath the water at one end of the island, there may be a cave of some kind.
Is it Pesh or Pash?
Pash.
How good is the ship for underwater maneuvers?
I mean, it's tricky. You don't want to stay under there forever, but you can probably, plow through for a bit of time.
Because I think there's an underwater cave over here.
Well, why don't we land and explore it on foot? This is our only way out of here, and we are a long way from home, Corva. The last thing we need is a damaged droid and a damaged ship.
Gunner's head kind of falls to the side.
Well, I found a spot over here we might be able to put down, but maybe if we don't find anything else, we can try the cave.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Show me this landing zone.
So he points it out to you. This will only be a DC 20 then. So why don't you give us a piloting check there, Pash?
Okay. I do have...
There's a bonus. You've got your specialized, or you got a skill focus in piloting, but that's included in your bonus already.
Oh, but I have hyper-driven. Once per day, while aboard a starship, you can add your scoundrel class level as a bonus on a single attack, skill, or ability check.
Yeah.
The decision to add this... Oh, after the result. Oh,
Yep.
okay. So I can do it if I fail.
Yep.
And I'm only... What level am I?
5.
Okay. So I can add a 5 after the fact if I miss.
That's right.
No, don't forget force points.
And...
Destiny points.
Yeah, so let's just start with the roll. Oh man, I'm huge at this.
Yeah.
Oh,
The ability to miss is possible.
Oof.
should never
So-
mention it.
So that would
was
be
like I rolled a 2, to be fair.
Of course you did.
So good, not failing.
So a couple options you got here. You could spend a
I'm
force
gonna use
point.
my talent.
All right, so you're, going down, and then you realize at the last second that, as the bantha's going down, you realize that the space that you were judging on is based on a much narrower and longer craft, and you're like, shit, and you sort of swing the bantha's wing off to the side and land it down on top without any incident.
That was kind of rough there. Kind of rough.
It's like a
It's
bad
all good,
Photoshop.
Corva.
Okay.
I can neither swim nor climb very well, so I was nervous.
you do
Don't
have the
worry,
environmental
old
suit.
friend.
So, all right. So, what are you guys doing next then?
Definitely bringing along the satchel charges.
Okay. Well, you're going to take. I'm assuming you've got one with you to start with, because otherwise, you're going to be.
Oh yeah, well whatever I can carry comfortably. I'm not gonna load up or anything.
So yeah, assuming you've got one with you right now, and then if you need more, you can always come back and get them, because otherwise it will affect your your ability to remain sneaky and such.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So I take one with me. I what I'm gonna do is hook up the ship's sensors, or whatever defense system, whatever it's got, and I'm gonna kind of wire it into Gunner, and sort of if he wakes up, at least he'll be here to protect the ship. I know it's not necessarily gonna do anything. This is just more
Maybe you leave a note on him. It's the Star Wars equivalent of a sticky note. Defend ship.
One of those repeating holograms. Your only hope, Gunner.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, I'm just thinking more like my hope. Pash is thinking maybe it will wake him up if needed. He
Got
doesn't
it.
know. He's it's more
Yeah.
taking precaution.
Sure.
Corva is, in the spirit of role playing, he's gonna give a little tracking beacon that's tuned into Gunner sensors and just flick it on so he can find us later if he wakes up.
Awesome. Yep. Excellent. So Gunner will have no difficulty locating you wherever you are on this island. And it'll also track where you're going in relation to him, too. So he'll be able to sort of smartwatch style, kind of follow you down and whatever else to catch up. So, okay. What do you guys wish to do next then?
Oh, I said let's go get a
Ready?
breath of fresh air, but I wouldn't enjoy that. So after you.
All right. So I guess we'll go skulk around the island. Why don't we check out this cave with the reflections first?
It's underwater.
Yeah, and it's
Well, we can still get around to that part of the island and check it out. Not saying go in the water, but from down on the shore, we'll be able to see a lot more than we could from up in the ship.
yeah.
That's true.
Okay. It is going to be rough going. So what? Only because it's it's really craggy terrain and whatnot. So let's do this. Why don't you guys each give me an endurance check, please? DC is going to be quite low on this one
Oh,
Endurance. Okay.
for this
Corva's
first one.
just cursing is
Corva, wow, 26.
rolled a 19. Jeez.
Holy smokes.
Wow, are you good at this shit?
I just rolled really high.
Come on, Jeff. Why is it so hard?
I don't
17.
have a freaking crazy stats on it.
So you guys both are able to make your way down. If you're going to that cave first, it's basically all the way down from where the bantha has landed to the far end of the island. The island itself is it's populated by these kind of strange, it's almost like a combination of a seal and a python So they're really, really long and twisty, but they sort of like lay like splayed out on the rocks lazily, kind of like bleeding at you as you go by. There's birds overhead or something similar to that. You can hear from anywhere on the island, you can hear the crash of waves against the rocky shore. And there's that same, thick lichen that clings to everywhere on here that makes it a little difficult and tricky to built for sprinting. Yeah, exactly. You got a neat bonus too for aggression for if you charge.
Yeah.
Like your character's not really great at fighting up close like that, but it's a neat thing that if you charge and you hit, you get to keep that bonus against that target for the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope I never have to use it.
Definitely. So you guys keep it. When you come across the first of these things, and it kind of like, Corva, why don't you give us a life sciences check?
Life sciences.
Yeah, you can both give life sciences. You don't need to be trained in this. Okay, just one of you is going to be certainly better at it. Okay. So what you know is that because this thing's not charging for you, it doesn't seem to be hostile. At least not. It's not looking for trouble. But with the size of these things and how long they twist along, you probably don't want to, agitate it either.
Lore speaking wise, I'm not, super 100% familiar with the Star Wars universe, especially the Ubesi. What homeworld are they from? Like, what's the planet like?
The Ubesi? Oh, hold on, I can tell you. 1 second. Good question. So the Ubesi...
Well, I'm imagining quite a different atmosphere from wherever the rest of the universe.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Ubesi...
Be wondering if he's familiar with marine life, mostly.
They don't come from underwater. So long ago, the Ubesi were a peaceful species, content in their paradise of their garden planets. This changes when they encounter Old Republic scouts who seduce them with power and might of advanced technologies. Obsessed by these wonders, the Ubesi devote their resources to the development of these technologies. That's like 4,000 years ago. So this is ancient history for your character. Obsessed by these wonders, the Ubesi devote their resources to the development of these technologies. As they succeed, they become worried about aggression from rival systems, so they develop weapon technologies, dipping into dangerous devices banned throughout the galaxy. Fearing these weapons in the hands of a decidedly unstable population, the Old Republic makes a preemptive strike against Ubesi, name of the planet, same as species, to destroy weapon facilities and halt their aggression. The attacks inadvertently detonate those same weapons, resulting in a widespread contamination of all Ubesi worlds and the near extinction of the Ubesi race. The only survivors are those on Uba 4, who struggle to subsist in the ashes of their civilization. The attacks, coupled with the Old Republic's unwillingness to assist the beleaguered people, breed resentment and hatred towards the rest of the galaxy. After thousands of years, the Ubesi nurse their animosity until they recover enough to begin again. The Ubesi slowly emerge from their world, selling their services as mercenaries and bounty hunters, gaining a name for themselves as merciless warriors who are not above any tactic as long as they get the job done.
Gotcha. Okay. So, kind of like Krogans from Mass Effect.
Don't know. I don't know anything about Mass Effect.
For those of us who aren't, yeah. Krogans, they're like a species that... very tough. They have redundant organs, but they pretty much got uplifted as a civilization to fight in the Galactic War, and pretty much got genophage, which genetically mutated to like kill off their offspring, but they ended up like blowing themselves up. So kind of like similar rise from the ashes thing. They're warriors and mercenaries and stuff. So
yeah, that's more.
I got a good idea on this now. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So it's an interesting. It'll be interesting to know how you came to serve with the Alliance then. So you get down to the edge of the rocks. Pash. It's Corva. You're sealed off in your environmental system, but Pash, like the smell of salt in the air is just it is really not overpowering, but it is a marked difference to the recycled air you've been breathing in the Bantha for the last little while, right?
Yeah.
So you get down there, and then what? How are you planning on sort of inspecting this? Like, how are you looking for the cave? You were able to look from out.
Well,
like the vantage that Corva had looking in was from the ship offshore.
Right. So at this point, it's more like looking for the indent of the geography. Like, we won't necessarily be able to see the reflections or the space, but maybe we can see the geography of where a cave would be. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we might not know it's the right cave when
Sure.
we get to it, but
Why don't you guys give me, let's see here. You've already spotted the area, so I think you've definitely, you know it's down there, or at least, Corva, you're fairly confident it is. Why don't you give us I think it's a physical sciences, knowledge physical sciences check. Either of you guys can do that. Let's see how much you know about, okay, so Corva, you're not really, Pash, okay. So for whatever reason, you seem to have a pretty good insight into this stuff. So you're walking along, and what you spot down below is just, it's not so much that there is like the geography is set up in such a way underneath there you can see the water, or the what do you call the island itself it very, very quickly disappears beneath the waves, and it gets very deep very quickly. Although there's probably rocks that are offshore that make this difficult to get to and difficult to navigate. But in this one particular region around here, it seems like it gets very deep very quickly. There's none of that kind of like rocky coastline, and what you know, Pash, is like there's no natural way this would recover. It's probably something that's been manufactured. So someone has cleared out an area in here. So what do you guys think?
well, I mean, the problem with this location is we don't necessarily want to swim down. And so, knowing that there could be something below here, so maybe let's use this as a geographical point to say, like, if this is where there's some kind of a base or something below here, let's look for a surface access that would access this part of the island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they wouldn't just
Like,
leave themselves without a way out. So
Okay.
right. So, a manhole, or like a hatch, a door.
Sure.
Something that would logically lead to that space.
yeah,
So, what I'm going to ask is, Corva, you're the only one trained in survival, I think, right?
I have a good score, but not trained in it.
Are you sure? There's not a T next to...
No, I'll check the character sheet though.
Hold on.
Apparently I am. It just wasn't checked on the sheet. I will check that.
Oh,
There we
where is
go.
it? Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do that.
Okay. So, let's see here. And, okay, so as a new base, you can also re-roll any survival and keep
I
the
rolled-
result.
Rolled a 3 on that. So yeah, let's activate my 8. Dang it.
Oof. So here's the thing. It doesn't mean that you're not going to find it. It just means it's going to tell me how long it will take you to find it. So what I need is one more endurance check from you guys, and then I'm going to need one more afterwards.
Okay.
So that's the first one. Yeah, Corva's okay. Then Pash, go ahead and give us a endurance check. Yep, no problem. And Corva, no problem, and then Pash.
All right, come on.
So-
money.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so in spite of, like, you guys are going the length and breadth of this island. You guys are going, up and down. Corva's insisting on doubling back and making sure that you're checking every single spot. But what it means is that it takes almost the entire day until you finally find some benefit. And what you started from is where you landed, Corva. Your thought was initially, well, if they're going to build in the island, they would probably just build close to wherever the ships are landing so they can, transport stuff easily. What you find is that that's probably not the case, and you're because your first couple of hours of looking, you just can't find anything. Your mind then turns to, well, maybe they would find the most effective place to hide things. So where would I, if I was a hunter, and if I was trying to secure a place, where would I go? And what you find is near the end of the island where the cave is, which is opposite to where you guys were, after hours and hours of searching, you finally come across a rock. And Pash, you're sort of trudging behind. Your endurance rolls tell me that you're not getting tired whatsoever. It's just dark out now. Fortunately, it's still it drops a few degrees in temperature, so it's cool. But it's not pulling your jacket up will probably be sufficient to keep you safe. And if we had Dave here, we'd roll for weather as well too. But let's. It looks like, I think that while Pash is looking or Corva is looking, you're, as the sun is going down in the distance and the sky turns this vibrant, shade of like aquamarine green as it does for whatever strange particles are in the air, you think you can see a pretty vicious looking storm coming up. And you're thinking like, oh boy, like I don't really want to, Corva. And around this time is when, Corva, you're looking at one outcropping of rocks that just doesn't quite look right to you. You walk over, and then with the toe of your environmental suit's boot, you hit it, and it's metal. It's not rock.
Hey, Pash, found something. He's look for a way to get this open.
Okay. So, why don't you... Let's see here. If you feel on it, Pash, you can feel how this one kind of like, outcropping of rock definitely feels differently than the others.
Okay.
So why don't you give us a... Let's see here. Do you have mechanics?
I do actually have mechanics.
Yeah, go ahead and give us a mechanics check. Let's see if you can
figure out.
Yeah.
Kind of a. What the heck? Oh, there we go.
Oh,
nice.
So I'm not going to make you roll again. You feel around, and at one bit that looks like just a knob, or like a part of the rock that's just worn down through erosion in a strange way. You sort of turn it slightly and then pull, and there's an access panel that is displayed, and it's an Imperial-style access panel. You can think of the thing that's on the outside of the doors on Endor. That's what you're picturing. Yeah. There's a little spot you could have like a droid thing go into. There's a keypad in there as well too. There's a way of communicating with things on the ground. But one thing that is you can tell from just looking at it, there's no power coming to this.
So it needs power.
Do we bring any power sources with us?
Well, there's...
Go back to the ship and see if we could rig something.
Well, I mean, these things don't... if these things weren't able to be opened when there was no power, then an emergency with a generator would be a death sentence for everyone living inside, yeah?
True.
There's a manual override, for sure.
What do you think?
Well, we got to find it. So, do you have any idea how these things work? Where I could? Is it like?
Pash can easily open this. It's not going to require any further study. It's just that it has no power. There's no power to it, is all.
So, is it good? Need a hand to lift it?
Yeah. If you want to open this thing, you can definitely do that, Pash.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, then let's do it.
So you grab a tool from your, belt, or your one of your pouches on your jacket. You put it in there. You crank it, and you can hear the sound of something moving inside. And then, Corva, you pick it up. There's a almost imperceptible seam at the top of this thing. top of the outcropping. And the outcropping itself, that where you're really looking, that's made of metal, is about maybe 3.5 feet across.
Okay.
So you grab it and push it back. It creaks open. It's very heavy, particularly given that it doesn't have any power right now. But what it reveals, and it's actually bigger than it, it'll be about 4 feet across. What it reveals is a what do you call it? Ladder leading deep down into a darkened interior.
Well, good job, Pash. I'm gonna scout ahead, see what's down there. You're gonna follow?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay.
Corver's gonna make his way down. We haven't seen any kind of signs of any kind of, other life except for those sea creatures, right? And birds.
Not at all.
Okay. So he's not expecting danger, so he'll just go down it quietly.
There's no lighting down there, and basically don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
So how are you guys planning on seeing?
Well, just climb down until the light coming from above is nearly gone, and then just click on one of his. Suppose he has like a headlamp or something. These environmental suits are technologically advanced, right?
It's Star Wars advanced, so that would be a modification.
Okay.
You'd have to
Maybe.
So what it is the rule of thumb I use with Star Wars is if I've seen it in a film or I've seen it in a TV show, then that's fair game. Okay. But I don't think, like in The Mandalorian when he goes into the cave for the Mudhorn, I don't think it's a headlamp that he's using. I think it's an actual carried lamp.
Okay, so just reach under my robe and pull out like a flashlight torch or something and shine it down as I go.
So if you shine it down, this thing goes down at least 100 meters.
And I look up and say, "Don't lose your grip."
Okay.
Keep going.
All right, so Corby, you head down. Your sniper rifle strapped to your back, and then Pash, you follow up behind.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Do you leave the hatch open or do you close it?
We saw a storm coming, right?
Yes.
Close.
Okay. So you, when it drops quite heavily on you because it's the thing is definitely heavier than what you had expected.
But is that ship going to be okay parked? Did we secure it?
I mean, it should be okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a helicopter or a prop plane or something like that. Starships are quite heavy. It'd have to be some kind of crazy Star Wars storm to toss it in the ocean. And
the storms from where Corver comes from are really intense.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, if you follow down the thing now, in contrast to the fresh salt air outside, Pash, the smell in the hatch is it is fetid. So it smells like something something's either rotting or like mildewy.
Yeah, I will definitely point this out to Corva because I'm imagining that his suit is filtering this kind of disgustingness out. Yeah, Corva, it smells like something's died down there.
Well, I'm glad I don't get to experience that.
Okay.
But I'll keep an eye out. Maybe the thing that died down there was killed by something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, not 100 meters. It goes down 30 meters. About 30 meters down, you finally reach the ground. So it's still, like 90 feet. So you get to the very bottom, and you find that in the last, let me see here, how hot are the ceilings in here? Ceilings about 10 feet, so about 3 meters-ish, give or take. A little more. What you find is a square room that has let's see here. Ooh, 2 steel or plasteel doors set into walls. It's a square room, and then there are heavy steel or plasteel doors on both sides, and both of them have like portholes in them.
Okay. I assume the doors are closed.
They are closed, yeah.
Would we have like the chemical lights we can just snap and shake and have them illuminate the room?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. I'd break one of those off and set it near the ladder so that we can get at least some background light for Pash to see.
Okay. So Pash, you come down and you see exactly what he sees here, and whew.
And what's the size of this room?
The room is about maybe 20 feet by about 20 feet.
Okay.
And the only doors, there's a door on one side, door on another side.
Well, I guess let's see if we can get these doors open.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to one of those portholes and look through it and shine the torch in and see if I see anything before we open the doors.
You sort of shine your torch through, and it's tough because like it does that thing where like as soon as you're shining light on something reflective, it just sort of like washes it out. So you almost have like a better chance if you don't have the light next to you, and it's pitch black on the far side. You don't need to make a mechanics check here, Pash, but you can see that the apparatus for running the filtration system in the base is located here.
Okay.
And if you want to picture in your mind's eye what the geography or the architecture in here looks like, if you picture anything inside a Star Destroyer or anything inside of the Death Star, it's that like almost that prefab kind of hyper clean look that a lot of Imperial structures have. Big open corridors for marching troops and shit up and down them. The black blast doors that seal, but these ones seem to have those windows in them.
Okay. Well, how's the smell in here, Pash? You see any dead bodies?
No, it seems okay.
These doors must not be airtight. Well.
So one of the doors, Corva, you think you can see something very, very close on the other side. There's something metallic that you can see, or something reflective. You can't, unfortunately, because of the way the... Well, you know what? Hold on. You're incredibly, incredibly perceptive. Let's leave this to a dice roll. I'm going to set the difficulty quite high. So let's say DC 30, because this really give me hard. But you get to make 2 tries at it. Fuck.
Nailed it.
Amazing. So what you actually get is...
Got a 16 on that roll.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what you see, Corva, and maybe you're doing like a trick of some kind to like, position the light behind you or who knows, just for your... But what you can make out is one of these doors appears to be the turbine that they've got to lead us somewhere else on the surface, but it's the stuff that draws the air down into the complex. So one of these blast doors just leads to like that stuff. The other one seems to lead deeper into the structure.
Okay. Do we want to look at Pash? Do we want to investigate the turbine, see if we can get it moving? Get some fresh air in the place, or...
Yeah, that might be a great idea.
Because if
I'd hate
things
to
have
be
died and...
stuck down there with no air.
Definitely with the... I mean, it certainly makes sense why it's so stuffy down here with both the doors here. At the very least, if you open these doors, you should gain access to the outside, so even if the turbines aren't working, it at least brings some air down.
Okay.
So the trouble is opening these doors. I mean, the satchel charge you brought with you, that'll absolutely do the trick. But it may also damage the stuff on the far side. Alternatively, you can try and, see if this has got a mechanical release that you can activate as well, Pash.
Yeah. I would prefer not to use explosives in the sealed environment.
What are you thinking, Pash?
maybe we can cut our way through. I don't know. We don't want to, like you said, we don't want to run any explosives down here.
Well, again, you may be able to find a way to manually. It's just that it's not an automatic thing the way the surface entrance was.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. So yeah, sure. Why don't I see if there's some kind of mechanical way that I could leverage it open?
Sure. So you pop open the supply panel there. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, you're able to, do your work. Corvo, you're keeping. I don't know. What are you doing while he's working his wonders with the door leading to the turbine?
Probably just pacing impatiently.
Okay. So you're sort of pacing back and forth. Give me a perception roll again, please.
Can do.
Okay. Did you, Corva, did you hear something on the far side of the door? Pashas is kneeling down, and he's working away on, on the mechanics there. But did you hear something from the far side of the other door? Maybe something hit the ground? Pash, you're too busy working, and then you're like, haha, got it. All right. So another panel opens up, you are able to turn it, you just kind of crank a thing back and forth, it'll open up the blast door on that side.
Yeah, Corvo's like, I think I heard something. Hold on a second. He's going to go to the door and kind of look in and shine the light a bit.
Okay.
Something moved.
Well, give us a perception check again, let's see. So was there anything there? Nothing there. But I mean, this light, you have to get this door open to get a clear view.
And he's opening the other door, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's like, well...
I mean, you can re-roll that as well. Remember, you gotta take the worst of the two results.
Yeah, that's maybe. Nah.
Okay.
So I said, well, whatever it was is behind a door, so let's get that other one open. But I'm going to keep an eye on this door.
Nice.
Can you hear anything?
I thought I did. Like something dropped and hit the floor, but I don't see anything.
Last thing we need down in this cramped space is company.
Yeah. Corvo's going to reach down and tap his sidearm. Is like, well, in case.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Then, do you wish to open the door to the turbine?
Yes.
Okay. So you pull the crank, and then you're able to push it open, and there's a flow of fresh air that comes in. It kind of fills the room. Very, very slightly, some of the turbines move. You don't need to make a roll for this, Pash, but I mean, these things are likely non-functional because there's no power. So, what do you guys wish to do next? There is a door on the other side as well.
Corvo's going to pull out his sidearm and move into the room, look around with his torch.
Yeah.
Where the turbine is?
Yeah, where the turbine is, and make
Yep.
sure it's clear before Pash goes in.
No, there's not really room for you guys to get in here. Like, you have to climb over these turbines.
Oh.
Yeah, there's not really, like, what this... It's merely more of a housing for the massive turbines that would bring the air down. The blast door is here just so that, you're assuming, so that mechanics and stuff can get access to it, work on it if they need to. But somewhere in here, this seems to lead up to the surface. There seems to be another thing that would lead up to the surface.
Okay, so it's not like so much as a room to get through, it's just a way up or
Yeah, there's
out.
no exit from that room. All it is just housing of massive turbines that would bring the air down, and then if it was functioning, that big filtration system or kind of like air circulating system, that would then pump it into the rest of the facility.
Okay. Well, Corvo will just pop his head in and look around, make sure there's nothing in here, and then says, "Well, we got a second way out if we needed it."
Okay.
Then
Okay.
he'll keep his sidearm ready as Pash goes to the other door.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
work the other door.
Give us a mechanics check, please.
He, as he goes to the controls, he looks at Corva, sees that he's got his sidearm ready,
Yep.
and then
He shrugs. I heard something.
open the door.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be piece of piss for you to yeah, having gone through it before, I imagine it's even easier this time. You work with the panel for a little bit, and then you open up and pull a lever. You crank it a little bit to loosen the lock, and then you're able to work the doors open as well. When the door opens, what you can see stretching before you is a long hallway that seems to lead down at least, at least 60 meters into the, and then it kind of leads off into darkness. Well, probably leads it 30 off, but you can hear it goes quite a bit further. No lights either.
Okay. Well, Corva will reach down, grab another one of those chemical things, crack it, shake it around,
Yep.
and throw it down the hallway.
Okay. It lights up. You're going to have 4 more of them. That's it.
Yeah. I figured I'd only have like 5 total. So.
Okay. So yeah, it you toss down the hallway and it lights up. What you can see is about 60 feet down. The corridor turns to the right. And would you give me another perception check there, Corva? Sorry, I'm making you make a lot of dice rolls here.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, you can see, you don't need to roll better than that. On the ground, you can see that there are a lot of markings, disturbances in the dust. In the time that this is down, there are some... something seems to have been moving on this.
Would this be an instance where survival would come in to tell me a bit more detail?
Yeah, you could try with survival.
Yeah, he's going to do a little quick glance at it. I'm going to re-roll that one.
Okay.
Kev, do we have does Pasha have an estimate of like last known use of this base? Like, so like, you know, was it 5, even if it's just like ranges, was it like a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
just a range so that he's like...
Do you mean like what,
Thinking
what information you got from Kraken?
Yeah, like...
They don't, and that's the unfortunate thing, is they got, whatever they got access to was just locations and transponder kind of codes. And then that's it. They know that there's labs there, or some kind of secret that the Emperor was keeping, and there's a way of access, of sort of tracking it down on that planet. But apart from that, they don't really know much. So there's...
Okay, then just from the top, from what I've seen here so far, as far as like upkeep, rust, you know, levels, like I'm just trying to gauge how long I think since it's been a, you know, normally operational place. Do you know what I'm saying there? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
seems like it's been years, or it's been...
No, I mean...
They just left yesterday kind of thing.
I mean, it's been a couple of months since the destruction of the second Death Star. Maybe this was mothballed before that.
Okay.
But not more than a year, you wouldn't think. There's not huge, like, thick coats of dust and stuff all on the ground, as if this has been abandoned for years. It's just that it's set, you know, this thing it's settled the way that, like, if you lock a place up for 6 months, you know. And
right,
then,
absolutely.
yeah. And
That's what I'm after, is sort of like how long of a feeling I'm getting that this is...
Definitely.
Okay.
Now, so I'm going to give you some information, Corva, but thresholds in this are usually like 5s. So do you want to spend any force points to try and bump that, or are you going to see what you get out of this?
See what I get out of this.
Okay. So you cannot, once you know, you can't then spend a force point, just FYI.
That's fine.
Okay. So what you can see is that there are disturbances in the dust that's down there, but all you can tell is it's not tracks of a human. You don't have any idea what it is, and I think you lose track of it partway down the hallway as well.
Corva kind of smirks behind his respirator and says, "I knew I heard something." Let's go.
Okay.
I draw your sidearm.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, you guys make your way down. Is someone taking point? Is someone watching the rear? You guys are in pitch blackness, and every footstep echoes down here, like if you were walking through. And if you remember, like with hard soles through like a gymnasium or through, a place with wide open empty halls. It just, every step.
How's Pash at stealth?
Let's see. Stealth. Eh.
Okay, so how about you keep an eye on the rear, and I'll try to move ahead as sneakily as I can. We've got like a glow stick back there, so if anything cuts between your vision, you might see it. But
now, you guys have not said this, but I'm assuming that your characters are communicating in the Ubezi sign language.
Well, if it's pitch black, probably not actually.
Yeah.
Well, you can, when you're looking at each other, you would have your lights on you, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I guess like the little immediate light. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you can be talking, because I'm sure like your voice is carrying down into a seemingly abandoned complex where you heard or saw something. I mean, that's a sound strategy too. I don't want to take away from...
No.
Yeah, I'm thinking if Corva thought he heard something, yeah, probably don't want to give us away.
Okay. So, yes. So, Pash, you're looking behind. Corva, you're looking ahead?
Yep.
Okay.
Corva will try to move ahead as stealthily as he can, trying to keep his light down to the floor.
So, you are moving up. You know, you move up to the point where you have your glow stick, which is slowly, beginning to lose its light. You get down to where the corner is. Pash, you're keeping an eye back. Do you have your head turned all the way back the whole time, or are you just kind of like looking back, looking forward, looking back, looking forward?
I imagine it's like, it's like a step forward, turn around sort of over the right shoulder, maybe a step or two forward, turn around, look behind the left shoulder, like not constant, but often.
Okay. So you're making your way doing that, and as you turn your lights back to the front, you hear a banging sound from up somewhere above you to the right. You kind of look over, and you hear a clunk, 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 sound of something rattling, metal on metal. And you look up and you move your light up and down the wall, and what you can see is there is a vent on higher up on the wall, and it seems to be where the sound was coming from, but it's gone now. Corv, I think you probably heard that as well too, just because of how keen your senses are.
They're in the walls. Okay, metal on metal. Droids?
Yeah, could be. I mean, time that's been going on down here, I can't see things living too long.
It's got to be a droid then. Okay. I suppose we'll keep heading down the tunnel to the right.
Okay. So you make your way down to the tunnel to the right, and what opens up? Oh, you can see it opens up into a huge, sprawling workshop. You can see the types of tools that would be used in here to manage some kind of, really to manage some kind of starships. There's tons of like this. This would be, Pash, once you make your way down here and looking around, like, boy, you'd really love to bring the Bantha down in here and take advantage of some of the tools down here, because this is, wow, this is really set up to, to have a fairly large contingent working on ships. It's also, smell of water. That sea water. It's got a that kind of like humid stink to it. It's definitely very moist in here.
We're deep enough to...
This is a big room too. Like, you can't see from where your lights are going. It's a huge area.
Right.
Is there any standing water that we see?
There isn't, but Corva, I'm assuming you're a little further into the lab. You can picture you're walking your way down past all these kind of like workstations, and there's half, disassembled pieces from different Imperial vessels. You get to the far side, and this room itself has got to be like probably maybe 150 feet by like 200 or so. 200 feet long from where you are, and then it goes out, and then it hits there is like a transparent kind of wall that seems to look out into something else, but you're following a kind of a dotted line that leads up towards another set of doors, but those doors are open, and you can hear the sound of water lapping. Corva.
So it's still pitch black everywhere in here?
Still pitch black in here, yeah.
Water lapping.
Like close, like probably maybe like 30 or so meters beyond where the doorway is.
Okay.
It's got to be something to do with the level we're at.
Likely. I wonder if they have we can find the power generators and get things turned on. Do you think they'd probably use the turbines to the tides to generate power, or is it just some fissile material?
I don't know much about.
Are you guys talking out loud right now, or are you guys communicating by hand signal?
I don't know. What do you think, Corva? You're the one who started the conversation. I'll let you make that call.
Yeah, I'd think until we get some lights on, well, I'm gonna roll for it. Maybe he doesn't really know much. That's 10 or higher. He's out loud.
Okay.
Sign language.
Okay.
Okay.
Now there is a comm unit that's built into your suit too. So again, I don't want to tell you how to play your character. If you wanted to just draw his attention, you could just like tap on it, like activate the comm unit, basically. Kind of one squawk, and then have him look over, and then you guys could, communicate. That would be quieter than than talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corva, give me another perception check, because I think you might be able to pick something else up from this as you're getting close to this big double door and exit. Okay,
we'll roll that one.
You're gonna re-roll that one? Okay. Holy shit! So when you're getting close there, what you can hear. You sort of stop, and then you tap your foot on the ground. You think that like how sound kind of carries across water?
Mm-hmm.
You think there's more water than there is land, at least directly ahead of you.
Interesting. He's gonna come on, Pash, and I'm gonna move towards the open doors and see what I can see.
Sure. So you get towards the open doors and you sort of shine your light out. The ceiling in here sweeps up beyond the limit of your. Oh, hold on, it's a flashlight. It's not a fucking torch, so yeah. It probably goes further. Well, even then, I think it probably goes still further than it. But what you can see going the side is, well, actually, the sides from where you are, you can't really see anything. Straight ahead, though, you see the reflection of water. And if you make your way straight forward, what you find is that lapping sound you were hearing is water. Blackened water, and it seems to stretch out for easily like 200, 300 meters. And you can look over to the side, and there is a landing platform like what you would see in a spaceport. So there's one to your right, and you look off, and this room, just you can feel from the airflow, this is a huge room. It's got to be much, much bigger, and just every footstep that you take, Pash, if you follow Corva out here, you get that feeling too. It feels like, when just that humidity change when you're standing next to a big pool of water. That's where you're in. The temperature in here seems to drop because of the water. But yeah, it feels like a much bigger chamber in here.
Okay.
You are sort of in a bubble of darkness, though, just because you can't. You can't see.
I'll do a little squawk thing and get Pash's attention and say, sign language, any idea where the power systems would be? We need to see.
Yeah, I mean, I can start basically tracking the systems and try and figure out where the power generation's coming from.
Sure. So you have to look. I mean,
We haven't come across dead bodies yet, have we? To account for that smell.
no.
So far, it's mostly mechanical looking. Like you're saying, there's like work tables and all this, but it's like mechanical stuff and like ship work and
Yep.
It's not like body. It's not like
And there's no ships on the.
biological science looking stuff. It's
On the one you've seen thus far, you could look further in the. This is like I said, it's a really big chamber.
The Corva's beginning to think that
Right.
things were shut down and they left, rather than maybe somebody died then they left. But
It also has that. I mean, you guys as rebel agents who have fought during the Galactic Civil War, you would know that like the Empire just sort of built stuff in prefab. So like if you picture the landing platform on the that Rey's station in Jedi, that the Lambda class shuttle landed on.
down, over, down. Yeah.
It's exactly same type of thing. So they've just repurposed it and put something in here.
Okay.
Now, two things you would know, Pash, is that, I mean, if this is here, there's got to be some kind of flight control facility. Like, there's that you don't. If you're having a place where people are coming in and landing and taking off, even in a base like this, there would be some kind of flight control to avoid people running into each other, to make sure that there's nothing in orbit and whatnot, make sure they're landing on platforms that are actually open. And a room this big, maybe there's another platform here.
Should we check out? Do that. Should we check out the other platform, or should we go find the power?
I think we should try to find the power for the facility. This is it's tedious work trying to. This place is too large, way vaster than I think Command thought when they sent just the two of us. And searching the place in the dark will take us way too long.
Agreed.
Yeah, Pash, you're maybe also thinking of those long serpentine mammals that you saw on the surface as well too. They seem to easily be able to get down in that water, and that is an awful lot of black and mysterious water that drifts before you.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys doing?
Power room. See if we can find
Power room. Yeah.
So, how are you going to do that? Because are you just going to wander around and hope you come across it, or what do you think?
Well, and also like look for clues. Like if these are workstations, they may have outlet. You know, the Star Wars equivalent of outlets or electrical tools or something that.
Yeah,
A physical way to trace the wires. Whether I have to tear apart the cabinets and look in the floor.
Sure.
And be like, oh, okay, well it's going north, so let's head north.
You know
what I mean? Like,
I will also let you do is the advantage of the prefab nature of Imperial bases is that they often follow predictable routines. So
right.
Why don't you give us, either of you guys or both of you guys can give me a galactic lore check.
I have that.
And I mean, like, I guess another way to put it is more like in the Star Wars version would be like open an access panel and see if I can see which way the circuits are pointed, or that kind of thing.
So you don't know that. So Pash, give me a mechanics check then. Let's see. You pop open a panel and see if you can't figure out from there which way you're going.
Corva's roll was pretty good on that, though, too.
Yeah. Oof. Mechanics is even better.
Yeah.
So, I saw that face, John. So, you pop it open, and you've got an inkling. I think it's the combined effort of the two of you guys that tells you that the power is actually likely to be off from the main complex. In the event that something goes wrong with the generator and it blows up, or if pesky rebels come in and blow it up, to avoid the whole thing blowing up, they would, or at least the whole thing damaging the rest of the structure, it's likely to be built off and away from here. So, and then what you find, Patch, by looking at the way that things are wired, you're able to sort of judge that it's actually off to the right. So, when you first walked out here, you saw directly before you is where there was that water. Just offset slightly to the right is that empty landing platform, and the room continues on along the edge, seemingly, if this is a pool or an access point to the ocean that's out there, it continues along on the right side. So you could carry that, follow that along, and that seems to be the direction that the power cables are coming from.
So we got to head back up out of the facility and then find the access from outside.
No, you just keep walking along. This room's huge. Carry along on the right.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So we'll follow it and see if there's an access tunnel or something.
Yeah. What we can do. Hold on, let me do this here for you. We're gonna do this like did in high school. Crude drawings.
Just to double check, Corvo doesn't have night vision or heat sensing targeting scope, does he? Just a regular targeting scope?
Just a regular targeting scope. Your DM is a cheapskate.
No, that's fine. Just, you would be thinking his rifle is pretty much useless until he can see long distances.
I should say though, in the game, there are rules for some pretty cool rules for customizing your weapons and customizing your your armor and your weapons and your gear and your ships and shit like that. It's with the full library of stuff that came out. There's pretty comprehensive things, and your droids as well too. Okay.
Nice.
So use this here. Okay, so guys, here's what. So you guys came down. Let's see here. You guys came down in this base about here. Okay, this is the access point for your for when you came down. Over here was the turbines, and then there was the corridor that led down like this. Go. And that led up here. Oopsies. Pull. It's easier to draw when you pull. And then that is where you down right around here. Boop, boop, boop. Is where you found that sound in the vent. And it's also around where you saw the markings on the ground, Corva. Along here is where the big warehouse, or workshop, I should say, was. Okay. Full of rows and rows and rows of places where techs and technicians and stuff like that could work on vehicles and whatnot. Then it opened up into this very, very big chamber here. And within here, there is, draw along here, and you found that platform right around here. The room continues up in that direction, though. So in here, guys, is where there is water. Got it?
Yeah.
And you're not sure where else. So you guys are currently about here. And then the barrier, that transparent barrier that I mentioned, is about here. Okay. So that's what you move through. So if the lights were on, this would probably be some massive chamber that would have whatever's out there illuminated. All the workstations would be illuminated. And yeah. So what your best guess is somewhere up along here is where the power station is likely located. Does that help, guys? Is that helping with situating where you are?
Oh yeah, a lot better.
Okay.
I actually had the map in my head, but turned 90 degrees.
Okay. Nice. All right. So where to then, guys?
Get me color candy. Going that way.
Okay. So you guys make your way up very cautiously along there. Corva, are you taking the lead again, and Pash, you're holding up the rear?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So, Corva, you are taking the lead along, and you move about... it's about 20 meters along here, and then something appears in your light, in the light, the beam of light illuminated. And it is one of those long, furry, serpentine creatures. The body seems to be partially... part of it seems to be down in the water, like you saw when they were on top. But you stop and just look. And when you stay for a second, it doesn't seem to be moving. It doesn't seem to be breathing. And it doesn't seem to make any motion towards you.
Pash, is the smell getting worse? Is this thing dead?
There's a bit of a stink in here. Yeah, Pash, as you're going along, there's that smell of rot.
Yeah, it's bad here.
Interesting. So I'm gonna send my blaster to stun and give it a little pew.
Okay. The blue pulse goes out, hits the side of it. Actually, make an attack roll. Let's see if you...
Okay.
Whoa, nat 20. Amazing. What an opening. Holy shit.
Let me just take a little pot shot here. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I believe we found John's favorite Star Wars game now.
I don't like the whole 20 systems, I'm just saying.
All right, so you hit like squarely on this. What's the best outcome you could see with your shot? Because that's what you're going to get out of this.
I was testing to see if it was alive or not. If it was alive, I'd figure it would just like start shaking and throw it and like fall off into the water. Or if it was dead, I don't know, would just, I don't know. Don't know how much of a stun would work on a dead thing. So
yeah, not at all. It hits it, sort of like pushes the body a little bit, but this thing seems to be dead.
Well, I shot it right in the, you call it the odds, and it didn't move, so I think it's dead.
You can't quite see all of it right now, though. So there is that.
I'm gonna bravely walk forward and see how big this thing is.
Okay. So you get forward, and they're quite, like I said, it's about like a size of a boa constrictor. So the thing is quite long. But you make your way up, and as you get closer, what you can see is its head, and its head looks kind of like a seal. It's got that like rounded kind of look to it. It's got that big mouth. There is a huge scour mark or scorch in the side that blows a hole through, kind of like from like where its ear would be, then down back along part of its leg. It's a what do you call it? Its throat, and there are a couple scorch marks on either side. And if you look at the ground, there are some marks on the ground as well.
Could
Blaster scoring, I mean.
Corvid turns his head back and forth like quizzically, looks at the wounds and the scorch marks. Could I tell how long this thing has been dead, roughly?
You've got life sciences, right?
Life, I do, yes.
Yeah, give me a life sciences check, please.
$23.
23. Yeah, this thing's got to be dead for 5 months, at least, from the level of rot that's kind of set in for this thing.
Okay. He'll do a little and get Pash's attention. No,
actually,
5 months, give or take.
Well, so Pash is looking. Yeah, you look and gesture back to Pash, but Pash, you think you can hear something? There's an echoing. It sounds like a rattling sound. Pash, would you give me a perception check? And Corby, you can go ahead and do a perception too. Yours is going to be a little higher, just because your attention is focused elsewhere.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Perception. Oh, not too great, this actually. Oh.
Holy, 32 from Corva. Oh my god. Okay, so even with the higher, you guys, even with the higher difficulty for Corva, you guys both easily hear this. Something is rattling along. It sounds like, yeah, I mean, it sounds like a poorly put together, like a speeder bike maybe, or something like that. And Pash, you are able to turn your flashlight over in time to see what comes rolling out. And Pash, you definitely have encountered these before. Way back when. Remember that planet where it was that ancient, or not ancient, but like that old crashed Clone Wars era separatist ship? There's that weird, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Geonosis who had wired himself in.
Yeah,
there was a bunch of different kinds of droids you fought there, so you were at least firsthand familiar. The Clone Wars, where you guys were both, if you were born, you were children. Those are at this point 25 years distant. But you remember firsthand fighting these things. Pash, what comes rolling out of the darkness and then unfolds? 2 droidica droids.
Oh god.
Do they have those ones with the shields that pop up and they shoot you through them?
Yep, ray shields go up on them. Guys, let's take our mid-session break.
Good.
And then we'll see what happens. Good. Fuck
Oh
those
my
things.
goodness.
See, can we shoot through these shields?
Fuck those guys.
Yay. So we'll take our break here, guys. We'll see what's happening with these droidicas when you get back. And then we'll check on the chat before we go on, too. So let's take 5 minutes, and we'll be right back, folks. Okay. Back momentarily.
Just gonna top up the fire.
do you think so far, Jeff?
It's good. It's tricksy.
Well, most Kevin's one shots are.
Yeah, I would say.
I think we're going to have a base after we're done here. Hijack a few ships and bring them here and start a space pirate army. Space piracy.
Yeah.
How good is Patch with his heavy blaster pistol?
Pretty good. Good enough to fight a droidica droid? Probably not. But
I don't. Yeah, I have a feeling we need some firepower for these things.
yeah, I have a feeling we're pretty fucked. But we'll see. I don't really have a good strategy for how to take these things down.
How well do they swim? And can organic get through their force field?
Maybe?
Yeah. I'm total new with this system. All I know is shooting. If that doesn't work, try something else.
Yeah, basically.
I'm sure reflex AC. I think that's what they'll target. So I'm wondering if I get enough time and get my sniper rifle out, I could punch through their shield with it.
Maybe. Like, what else can we do, right? Like, shh. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll
We gotta
find out.
hit them in. We gotta hit them in the right place. Can we do anything? I don't know. I don't think we're fucked, but
All right, let's check in with chat here. Okay. Oh, geez, really active. Howdy, guys. No, sorry, Corey. Yeah, howdy, Corey says I finally made it to a live broadcast and it's not night below. Sorry, Corey. We were down. A lot of people are sick right now. So we got people who are, I mean, not COVID sick, but folks who are headaches or whatever else. It is flu season. That's correct. Yeah. Good way to freak out people. So, Corey, Brian, what's shaking? Howdy. Iwawa, what's going on? Let's see. Jeffrey, danger of the multiverse. They absolutely are. These rebels. Scum. Old school, what's going on? Oh, nice. He's working on an 2E adventure for his group, too. Awesome. Love to hear people playing 2nd edition. Awesome. Sosaku, nice. Once again, he made it to a live session, and we're not actually playing Night Below. So, hope you're enjoying our Star Wars thing. Oh, awesome. Darth Mephisto has played with us many times. Awesome. Yeah, it's great. Let's see here. Every time you like the stream, dead Jedi become Force ghosts. Thanks, Cam. That is much appreciated. Awesome. Cool stuff. Oh, Jimmy Fett. Howdy. Yeah, so... guys, it's the word you've been waiting for. Would you come and click on your token and then roll for initiative?
And initiative's a skill this time, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's neat because it's you can be skilled in initiative or not. But you've also got an initiative tracker at the top of your character sheet, right next to on the top right. Awesome. Did you click on your token before you did that?
I did. Oh, I did.
Well,
Oh, it's under. There's a different. I clicked on the skill initiative rather than the
Yep.
the dice roll.
Oh, so did I.
Re-roll it by 22.
Let's see if it actually works. I don't know if it works. Yeah, it does work. I thought so. Okay. Awesome. So let me roll for my droidicus here.
There we go.
Okay. Let's add them. All right. So here we go. And I have initiative. Oh, I got initiative at 23. Okay. But it's a 23.08, which is less than Pash. All right. So, Pash, you are up first. I'm assuming you have your gun out. And so you have a standard, a move, and a minor. You can picture you guys are about here right now, along this this walkway here. There are probably stanchions or something like that to support like the ceiling and whatever else. So if you do want to get cover, the way cover works in this, instead of plus like increments of 4 and 8, this game uses 5s and 10s. So cover, like partial cover, will give you +5 to your reflex defense, and full cover will give you +10. And then,
wow,
totally behind, you just can't be targeted. But what do you think, Apache? You have a move, a minor, or move, a swift, and a standard.
100% feel like I need to find some cover against these things. So,
okay.
I'm going to use my... Is that that's your move action to take cover?
Yeah, we'll say move action to take cover.
And then standard action, shit, like, they have shields, right?
They
do. Does Pash know any history of how to fight these things, or is it an absolute flee situation?
It is. So in the position they are right now, you cannot get to them. If you can get up close, you can like move your hand through. Slow moving things will go through the shield. So like a detonator or something like that. And when they're in locomotion mode, when they turn into a wheel and start going along, they cannot activate their shields.
Okay, so right, so either get them to move or move ourselves.
Yeah. And the shields, for mechanically, the shields do not mean that they are impenetrable. It doesn't mean that you can't hurt them. It just means that it's going to subtract. It works like DR. It subtracts a certain amount from it.
Right.
Got health bars on them for you. And of course, I deleted the one every fucking time. Okay.
Yeah, so move back, take cover, and fire is my first round.
Okay, go right ahead. So, and then, go ahead and make your shot.
So I roll with my heavy blaster pistol?
Please do. And this is, okay, so these things are a little more, they're probably about 35 away. So you will get a bonus of +1 to hit because it's within, oh no, it's not within your point blank range. Point blank is within 20.
Yep.
You don't, Pash, do you have far shot as a feat? I can't remember.
Corva does.
Corva does, okay.
Feats. I have quick draw, point blank. Oh no, I do have far shot.
Okay, so the reason I ask is because then it means that your medium range, which is up to 40 squares away, that's not short range either. Or that counts as short range, so no penalty to hit. All right, but 16.
Okay.
Let's see here. 16. Hits. So damage is 19. Unfortunately, it hits their shield. So, their turn. Now, Corva, I'm assuming you're a little further back because you were up ahead. So, you probably, let's say there's about a 5-meter gap between the two of you guys.
Okay.
So, then what I'm going to do is the one that's facing you, Pash, is going to just fire its... do is a little burst fire. So, it's going to try and focus all of its fire on you. What it's got is a because it's an auto fire weapon. What they can, and it's got a specific ability. It can just fill an area with it, and then you just take. If it hits you, you take full damage. If it misses you, take half damage. Or it can try and focus on you and do extra damage. So it's sort of like crab walking, kind of fang along. Its shields are flickering as the blasters are firing. And let's see here. Okay, so first shot hits reflex 22, but you have a +5 to your reflex. What's your reflex currently?
Reflex is 20. Yeah, 20.
So +5 from cover is 25.
Would be 25.
Yeah, okay, so it hits the cover around you, and the second one likewise hits. So it's just, and like it's chewing away at this cover that you've ducked behind. The blaster bolts are just like harrowing this thing out. Corva, you unfortunately do not get the benefit of cover. So it is going to, the other one is going to burst fire on you. What is your reflexes right now?
Reflex is 20, but Corva has evasion.
Evasion only is beneficial for the area effect thing.
Yeah.
And they're doing burst fire. Yeah, I'm doing focus. I'm actually making an attack roll on you. Because it's only one target. If you guys were together, I just have them all firing on you and just do the combined damage. One of those misses, but unfortunately one of them hits. Yes, this is not going to be fun. So, here we go. It is... Uh-oh. Yeah, let's see here. Whoop. Eesh. 10, 24, 29 damage.
A lot of damage.
That also means that you take a wound. So move your condition down by 1.
Okay.
Okay, now you are below half. So what that means is you also can trigger once per... Is it once per day or once per encounter? And this is what all of you guys can do, is take a second wind. I think it's 2 swift actions. Catch a second wind. Only once per day. Only heroic characters can do this. And it's only a swift action. You regain 1/4 of your health. You can also try and recover. You spend 3 swift actions, and then you can move yourself 1 step up on the condition track as well. Okay, so you're currently 1 down on the condition track because of the wound. Oh, you actually got hit by this. That's it, though. So then it is Corva's turn. Corva, what are you doing?
So my sniper rifle's on my back. What would be a move action to get that out, right?
Unless you got quick draw. I don't know if you do.
Don't believe I do.
Nuts. So I think it's a swift... it's a move action to get it out then.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and... Is it swift aim?
Without setting up your bipod with it, it's 2, I think, to 2 swift actions to aim.
Okay. Well, I will just... I'll try and fire a shot off at it.
You can't. Until it's a sniper rifle, you have to aim with it.
Oh, I do have to aim?
Yeah. Yeah, take a look at the rules for it underneath the weapon.
Oh, it says I take a -5 if I don't aim.
Oh, no, you can. Okay, so forgive me. Then yes, you can absolutely make a shot.
So I'm going to try and use a force point on this one.
Well, you can roll and then make a decision whether you want to spend the force point.
Yeah. So, it'd be the -5.
Okay. Now, force point at most would give you a benefit of a total of 13, which is not great.
Is okay.
You could spend a destiny point to get an automatic crit.
And that would double it to 36 damage?
Let's see here. I'm trying to remember what critical hits do.
I definitely want to mess this thing up for shooting me.
Yeah, understandably. Let's see here. Critical. Critical hits, 145. 1 second here. Critical hits, net 20. Double damage. Yep. So that'll be 36 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, I'll spend a destiny point.
Nice. So what do we see then? How does the Hand of Destiny interfere here?
So I see the thing is firing at him, and he's like ducking, dodging, trying to get his sniper rifle. And he just gets winged, and then he just whips it around, kind of two hands it, and just fires it off.
Nice.
Kind of steps back a little bit, and then looks over at it.
Okay, so you did 36 points of damage, which means it somehow gets that shot, just timed it perfectly to get through when it was firing. Sparks fly out of it, and its little like beady eyes kind of like it was not pleased by it. Pash, what are you doing?
I had one question left.
Yes.
I got a swift action left. How does prone work? Could I drop and do I get a bonus against ranged attacks?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, definitely. You can drop prone and get penalty against range attacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop.
I didn't grab my DM screen. I've got my Star Wars DM screen here for Saga somewhere.
Gotcha.
I don't know where. Just got easy thing. I think prone gives you. I think it's an increment of 5. I think it's -5 for them to hit you. So it's about the same as what getting cover is.
I'll do that. I'll go prone and
Love it.
hopefully it tries to roll towards me to get a better shot, and I can.
Yep. Okay, great. Prone targets, -5 on, +5 on melee, -5 from ranged. Love it. Okay. All right, so you drop down, Corva, and then it is Pash's turn. What are you doing, Pash?
I'm going to move and try to spread their fire out. Like, so move farther away from Corva to, like, sort of... if I can make it to the next cover, I
Like
will.
stanchion?
If not,
Sure. Yep.
yeah.
You got a
move
speed of
between
6.
stanchions.
Yeah, so if we were using squares, you could move 6 squares up, so we'll put you, and each square is a meter. So you'll be about 30 meters away from these things now, which means that they count as in your point-blank range. Or, no, they don't, because 20 is your point-blank. But yes, you move up even further away, so Corva is now 11 meters behind you. That's only a move. You still have a swift, and you still have a...
Yeah, I'm going to fire while I run across, basically. Like,
Love it.
very Star Wars.
Yep, absolutely. Go ahead and make your attack roll. You hit again, but it doesn't seem to be getting through the shields. Then it is their turn again. So as you're racing along there, they are going to, once again, open up at you. Pash. Burst fire. Neither of those hits thanks to your cover. So you can do, this thing is just it's chewing away this new stanchion 2. You go racing along, firing your blaster at it. Corva, now that you're down, this hail of blaster fire is coming over your head again. Neither of those are hits either. So it's just that thing behind you. You can hear that seal constrictor is just getting blown away behind you. Corva, what are you doing?
He's gonna use his move action to get the tripod set up.
It's down.
Swift action to aim, and he goes, suck on this, and
Nice. Go ahead.
so I don't think it's 5 this time.
Come on. Oh fuck! You miss. You could spend a point of a force point.
Yeah, but I don't think the damage is gonna get through.
No.
Does the force point add to damage?
Nope.
Then that's not gonna do me any good.
Okay.
So, that's it.
So you take your best shot, and it hits the blue glowing sphere around this thing and dissipates. Pash, what are you doing?
Have they begun to move at all? Are they following us?
They seem to be. They've got, as far as they're concerned, wide open cover. So they're now they're kind of just firing on you. At least last turn they were.
Okay. I'm gonna keep. So, like, to be clear, we're closer to the water, correct? Than them.
Right at the edge of the water. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
maybe I
about.
can
So if let me just put a little. Here, I'll put a teeny tiny.
Yeah, like just sort of a rough estimate.
Here he goes. Boop. He's probably... Oop. He's inside out now. So they're about there. And you guys are about here. Well, you're about there, Pash. Corva's a little further back. So there's like one there and then one there. There we go.
Maybe we can draw them out along the water and either shoot out or knock them into the water somehow. So Pash is going to begin moving deeper into the facility along the waters at straight north, essentially.
Okay, so back towards
Corva.
where Corva is. Okay.
Yeah, to try and draw them along the edge of the water. Maybe we can shoot out the ground or knock them into the water somehow.
Are you trying to get...
Pash's,
Oh, I see what you mean. Are you trying...
I'm trying to draw them in towards the water. Like, they're not close to the water right now, but I'd like to move back along that way to try and draw them in.
Okay. So, yeah, so then you can go ahead and move back to that previous stanchion that you were behind if you want to still take advantage of cover. You could... Yeah, okay,
so... whatever, a couple meters back, basically.
Run back. And
halfway to...
And then do you want to...
Might as well fire while I'm running, just to keep drawing there.
Alternative, if you want to try and make sure you're not both... Nat 20!
Ooh.
Holy shit! So, look at this. Look at this. Your lucky shot gets through their armor, or through the shields as they were firing at you. All right, then it is their turn. So, once again, firing at Pash. Ooh! I hit a 24, but I think you're...
Oh, 25 with the cover.
So, like, it's just blasting all around. You can feel it scorching your hair as you're like, shit!
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the other one misses, and then against Corva, same thing, too. Oop. Let's see here. Oh, I hit a 24.
Mm.
What's your reflexes?
I have to be honest, it's 24 because I'm wounded.
Oh, no! Hold on. Let's double check and make sure that it does apply.
It does. I got the -1, and it's a...
Oh, did it reduce it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. You should have...
How about a destiny point to say no?
Yes, you can spend destiny point to ignore this altogether. Do you want to see how much damage it is first?
Nope.
No, you don't want to.
No! It's too high.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Okay, so yeah. So how does Destiny intervene this time?
So I think he sees it coming. He's like, oh no, and he just rolls away from his gun for a second, and just right where he was, and he just rolls back over to it and grabs the gun.
Nice. All right, then Corva. As you roll back, what are you doing?
He's gonna spend 2 points, 2 swift actions, because he's got Shake It Off to remove his condition. It takes him 2 swift actions to go back up the tree.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so he's got 2 swift actions to... Nice.
And then he's going to use a standard action to take another pop shot at that thing.
Did you aim?
No, so I'm taking the minus.
Okay.
Well, I can always get a nat 20.
Okay. Ugh. So that one goes a little wild, but you recovered yourself. Okay, then, Pash, what are you doing?
Pash is...
So what you can see, let me, you've got, let's see here. This carries on down there, and down there. It's not wobbly, it's just my hand's fucking wobbly.
Yeah, that's okay.
But
I'm going to move back to, even with Corva. And I'm going to say to him, let's draw them into the water.
Okay.
Or draw them in towards the water and, basically take another pot shot as I'm running back to that position.
Yep, go ahead and make your attack roll. You can see now, if you're looking down, as you're running up, you look in that direction, there are 2 blast doors down there, too, that are separated by about the width of the blast door.
So there's some potential there as well.
So you fire back. That doesn't seem to hit. All right. So then, and then did you take cover again? Pash?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Go. They open up on you. Nope, neither of those hits. And then on Corva, 19. I hit a 25.
45 hits. I can't do anything about it.
Okay. So let's see here. This is 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Jeff wants to give me a destiny point.
Yes, Pash can. No, he can't give you a destiny point and then you spend. He can spend one though, to have him try and take the damage instead.
Yeah. Oh, then I take the damage.
You would take the damage instead. Yes.
Well, you can see how much it is.
Yeah, you can see how much point it is first. Let's see.
Sure.
So this would
It
hit.
sounds like 4 dice.
It's going to be 10, 22 points of damage.
Yeah, that'll kill me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'll do it.
Okay, so you take 22. You also take take a condition, so you're wounded.
Does he's not below half.
What's that?
Do you get a wound once you go below half hit points?
No, it's once it goes. It's equal to or above your damage threshold, and that's equal to your fortitude. So you guys, I think, have like 18 and 17 respectively. So. Yeah. Okay. So then you are, and one neat thing is your armor bonus or your equipment bonus you get from your armor to your fortitude for your environmental suit. That bumps up your damage threshold.
Okay, so I take 22 points of damage to my hit points.
Yes.
And then I take a condition of 1.
Yes, which will drop
on
your
the little thing.
Yes, just move that down to 1, and it'll automatically calculate it for you.
Okay.
So you see that like one of them goes out and brings its blasters down, and you're like, whoa, wait, and you sort of push Corva out of the way, and you take the shot in the shoulder. Okay. Then it is Corva's turn. What are you doing, Corva?
This is not good. You feel pinned down. I'm gonna, stand up, bring my rifle up with me.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna move back and try to find cover further down.
Okay. You still have 1 swift action.
I don't think I can spend it on anything.
Second wind.
Oh.
You haven't spent
Yes, I could.
Yeah, you haven't spent second wind yet. Because you're below. See, that's where the below half matters. Is you can't trigger your second wind unless you're below half.
Okay.
So it's a quarter. See, 11 points. 11 hit points you get back.
Got it.
Okay, so you slam behind you.
1 shot.
Nice. Then, Pash, what are you doing?
How much further do I get back?
Oh, you get back to about, let's see, you're about, oh, that's not you. That's you. You're about to here, let's say.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you're behind the stanchion that would be on the edge there. So, Pash, what are you doing? I mean, you could convert your standard action into a move, and then just move like 2 stanchions up and duck behind. But then you'd only have a swift action left. You wouldn't be able to shoot.
I see, and then I can't shoot. Yeah, but that's fine, actually. I'll just leapfrog Corva to the next stanchion and not take a shot this turn.
Awesome. Okay. So then
try and draw them in.
Yeah, and I think that, let me check the range here. Because I think that puts you out of their optimal range, which means they're probably going to close.
Good.
Okay, so I think it's a move action for them to change into roly mode. Yeah, they see you're moving your way down, so I think they will. Where's their speed here? Where is it? Oh, yeah, they're super fucking slow. So you guys have a speed of 6. They have a speed of 2 when they're walking, or 10 when they're wheeled. So they will. One of them transforms and rolls out. Vrow, 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 is rolling down towards you. Actually, I said both of them. Vrow, 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 vrow. So 1 move action to transform into wheel mode, 1 to move, and then a swift action to do nothing. All right. Then it is Corva's turn.
I'm going to do 2 swift actions to aim and try to blast one of them as they come closer.
Okay. Now, do you take -5 if it's not braced?
No, only if I don't aim.
Only if you don't aim, okay.
If not aim, you take a -5.
Okay.
And bracing it merely reduces it to 1 swift action.
Okay, got it.
Range category. So are they within?
They are. You moved. Let's see here. You were 36. With your sniper rifle, let's say that they're within. There's no modifier. They're not in point blank, but there's no modifier to your no penalty to range. Go ahead and make your shot.
got that targeting scope and the far shot. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like, you're pretty accurate. Oh, I should have said that out loud.
Are they easier to hit when they're rolling?
They are not. No. It just means they're easier to damage when they're rolling.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I got a swift action left, which can't do anything with.
You have no destiny points left, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna just maintain cover.
Okay. Now, you have 3 talents that all seem to relate to shooting shit, don't you? Or no, yeah, that's Gunner.
Yeah.
Now would be a good time for your droid to show up, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Yeah. Your own battle droid. All right. Pash, what are you doing?
Okay, so now I'm going to. Now I don't know if I should be using a force point or something for this. The one that's on the left there. What I want to try to do is like shoot out the ground or shoot him, like, you know, make my judgment of which I think I can do. Like shoot the ground out under him to try and make him fall into the water, or try and shoot him or shoot the other one and get them to bump into each other. Like cause some kind of a collision is what I'm attempting to
do is so it's a trick shot. I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think here. So what I'll say is -5, and then you're going to target its will instead of its reflexes. So -5 to hit, and then target its will rather than reflexes.
Okay, okay.
And what are you trying to do to make it wheel off the side into the water?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. It's moved along at a good clip, so go ahead and let's see how this works.
And what do I shoot with my blaster?
With blaster, yep.
Okay, and I can add a d6 to this.
After you roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you rolled. That does not include the -5?
No.
No, okay, so that's
crap.
That is a 13 then. Do you want to spend a force point to add a d6? You should be able to click just on the force point on your character sheet and it'll automatically roll that for you. I think.
Click the force thing. Yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, it's not great.
2, no, 15. 15 is actually, sorry, yeah, 15. 15 is good enough. So you fire. It turns out these things are not very smart. They're not very willful. So you fire, and it weaves to the side, and then wheels off, and disappears beneath the water. Yep.
Okay, we're in a little better position if one of them's gone.
Okay, then Pash, let's see here, or Corva. This thing stops and unfolds again. The shield goes up, and then it will. Let's see here. Corva's behind cover. You're the closest. You guys are 8 feet or 6 meters apart, so it can't use the full range attack. So I think it'll just burst fire on Corva again. All right, so it's focusing its fire here. You have the benefit of cover, so +5 to your AC. Best shot was a 20 on the nose. Nice. So it's blasting away, but it's that heavy blaster built into its arms seems to be making a ruin of that pillar. Corva, what are you doing next?
Could I get to that thing in a single move action?
If a charge, because a charge is a standard action after a move, so you could do a move and then a standard. You could charge in there if you want.
I was thinking of rushing up to it, grabbing it, and throwing it into the water.
That will be very difficult because these things, it's got 4 legs, it's big, and it's...
I don't know how big it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'll take two swift actions to aim and then.
That's not to say it's impossible. Let me take a look and see what its grapple check is here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
how,
it's
well enough to.
Yeah. It's because of the size of this thing and whatnot. It would be very difficult for you to do that. Plus, it may be shooting those things point blank at you. Then, yeah, that would not be. I'm sick of playing this game.
I'm gonna aim for its targeting mechanism.
Okay.
Each.
That's 20. Nice.
Oh
my god, that's not great damage though. So you, oopsies. You do get through its shields though, and then one of its little those little sensors, one of them is destroyed. It just didn't seem to throw it off terribly much. You still have a move, and
No, I did a 2 swift action, aim, and then fire. So
oh, got it. You're good.
behind cover.
Paj, what are you doing next? If you want
I'm
to
gonna
know,
move back. Yeah.
oh, let me tell you, because I know you got a satchel charge with you, and I don't have that on your character sheet. To give you an idea of what damage your satchel charge does, let's see here.
I guess I could. Maybe I could try to rig it against the wall, and then
It's not going to blow our walkway off, is it?
if the charge goes off, quite possibly.
yeah, that might be too much.
There we go, explosives.
Because I think we just lose to a gunfight with this thing.
It would do 6d6 damage. And then, if you... I think... Setting demolitions is a mechanics check as well. If you could either somehow get this thing underneath it, then it will not have the benefit of the shield, and all damage would go directly to it.
You said slow-moving things go through its shield, right?
Yep.
What if he runs past it and, like, tacks the explosive on it and keeps going and then lights it off?
Yeah. Oh, and if you can...
Well, I was thinking more like placing it against the wall
And blowing it
and
off.
draw it. Yeah, and then drop it deeper, and then as it moves past the satchel charge, shoot it or whatever to ignite it and blow him into the water.
Well, you can set it off. So here's the way it works: is to place the explosives. It's a I make the check for you. On a result of 15 or higher, you ignore the damage reduction of the thing. So I'd say ignore the shield. On a result of 25 or higher, you double damage for the thing. And on a result of 35 or higher, it triples the damage. So go from 6d6 to 12d6 to 18d6.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So how are you planning on doing that? It's still pretty... It's at least 3 moves away from you.
So,
I mean, there is water next to you.
yeah, like, how deep is the water? Could I tell from when the droid went? It was deep, right?
It's deep. Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be like, I think I'd just be getting getting shot like a fish in a barrel.
Well, no,
I
'cause
think
the platform goes over the water. So you jump, you go down and go under and have full cover from the surface here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's a dock along the side here. That's what you're effectively walking on.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. That's fun. That's a fun Star Wars thing to do.
Okay, nice. Corva's like, no. Kev's been waiting to get a full-on shark in this game forever. Did I never tell you about the aquatic rancors? This is going to be awesome. All right, so Pash, why don't you give us a swim check then, please? And I don't think it's that hard, because all you really need to do is just stay afloat. Let's see here. Do I need to make you make a roll? Hold on. If you don't need to make a roll, we'll skip it, but let's just see here.
In the D20 games I'm familiar with, if there's a danger of failing or you're in combat.
The thing is, if I agree, if there's a chance of failure, like if it was really difficult terrain and whatnot, that's one thing. But like, just because you're in combat, I don't think that justifies.
Well,
Right, like,
Yeah.
it is fun. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I guess it'd be more like a consequence. that's the way the roll feels to me. Like a fail would be more like there's something going on, not that it's
so as a full round
immediately
action,
drown.
you can move half your speed. So go ahead and give us a roll. It's only a DC 10 here, so it's not. Let's see here. Nice.
Phew.
Sploosh down into the water, and you start swimming at half speed. So you're up to about there right now.
Braver man than I am.
Corva. Oh no, it's this thing. All right, so it's once again going to open up on you. Does not hit. Again, my best roll is a 14, but it is starting to count, walk towards you. It moves 2 per per round. Then it is Corva's turn. What are you doing, Corva?
Did I put it in close range to me?
It is still in. Do you mean point blank range?
Yeah, within 20 feet.
Within 20 squares, no.
Okay. Just trying to get that extra +1 to hit.
Absolutely, yeah, no. I know where that's coming from. What are you doing?
I'm just going to take another aim at it. Two swift actions to aim, and firing.
So here's an example of where aiming helps. Like if with you guys ducking behind and getting that +5, if you spend the 2 swift actions to aim, you get to ignore the cover. So
Nice.
Go. Maybe just ignore concealment. I think it's ignore cover. Anyway, nat 20 again. Holy smokes! Amazing. All right. So once again, I think what you're seeing is with your keen perception, you're seeing the flickering rate at the that the shields are going, right? So you time it perfectly, and then and it blows through the body. Sparks are flying out of this thing, and because droids are not heroic, they don't get to take second wins. Pash, what are you doing?
Still trying to swim along towards this operation. Oh my god.
Like little grates in it so water gets through it? Or
Yeah, so he can maybe like pull himself along on the side and push himself.
I'm wondering if he gets close enough, could he like get the bit of his blaster rifle up through there through the shield and go.
Oh no, because he not. You mean through the shield?
Yeah, like if he's under the walkway, just get his.
No, I don't. Just the holes wouldn't be big enough. He'd be hitting the grate mostly, because remember, like blasters fire an actual bolt out, a bolt of energy, so it would just hit the grating. Okay, so Pash, you're a little bit closer now. Give us a swim roll again, and a failed swim roll will just mean that one of those constrictor seals will show up.
No, thank you.
Yeah. All right, aquatic rancor it is. Sounds good. Then, or the I don't know if you remember we had a water world the guys went to, the Abyssal Karoo. You remember that, Jeff?
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, then it is this thing's turn. So it's crank, getting closer to Corva. You guys are within the range to get point blank bonus, which means it gets its point blank shot bonus as well. I rolled, my best roll was a 21.
No.
Okay.
No.
So again, it's blowing that cover away. Then it is Corva's turn. What are you doing, Corva?
One more time.
Here it comes.
If I worked with deity, I would be praising his name right now. +1.
Come on.
Oh,
that one. Shit.
Star Wars didn't reward religious pepper.
It doesn't.
Moving on.
See fires, and I think Pash, you see like this blaster shot hits near you, and like sparks fly and illuminate the water.
Sorry.
Then Pash, what are you doing? I think you only give us one more swim check, and you'll be like right next to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's see.
Come on.
Oh! Now that a force point could push that over. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's a one shot. Let's do it. Normally I wouldn't do it, but it's a one shot. It's a perfect roll.
6, nice. So yeah, you easily make it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome. Then, what I'll let you do is if you want to toss the satchel charge and try and like time it, just take making a shot with your blaster, your heavy blaster, and take -5 to the roll. Because you're treading water and trying to toss this thing slow enough so it'll just slide under.
So -5, you said?
just make your what do you call it? Your
Roll.
yeah, your blaster rifle. Nice. Okay, so then, what I'd like you to do is give us a. Well, you roll it. Let's just see how you're going to see the result in a moment here. Give us a D or a mechanics roll. Let's see how well you do. Remember, 15 allows it to ignore DR. A 20. What did I say? Oh.
It probably doubles it.
That's in spitting distance. You would have to roll a 6 on a force dice, but that could get you trip damage. Right now, you're doing a mere 12d6. You want me to just roll that?
I could just roll that.
Okay, go ahead and roll 12d6 damage.
Okay. Oh, I have to type that in.
Yep.
/R 12d6.
You count.
Oh, nice.
So you, from on the side, you push it across the deck. It slowly slides along, and you see it gets swallowed by that blue shield. And then you see beep, 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 the light, and it kind of gets flashing even faster. And then this massive explosion goes off, blows a hole through the deck there as well too. But the droidica is blown into a zillion pieces. Bits are landing around all of you guys. And it very briefly lights up this entire place here with the explosion. And let me quickly show you what else you can see then.
Thousands of droids.
Yeah, really? Oop, wrong thing.
Inactive, but thousands of droids.
It's broken into thousands of droids.
Yeah. Okay, so what you see is there's another pad over here. And it leads along. And there's a blast door over here as well. Oop, no, wrong thing. Right along here. Okay. And there's a blast door over here.
Now our characters can say we've killed these droids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
When you
an
are
impressive feat.
Well, mostly Patch killed both of them, but you know.
You did some really solid hits on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we work together.
Yeah. All right. So now, one thing you guys can do now that you have your turn over, you can try and treat wounds as well too. So give me a sec here, guys. Let's take a look and see what.
Condition.
Yeah. All right. So you got your med kit. It does consume the med kit to make use of this. Because it's got Bacta in it, which is like the all-purpose curing thing. So to heal damage, you got to roll. It's a 20 or higher treat injury check. And hold on here. You can take a 10 when you're treating an injury. So if you don't have that, I know, but if you had a bonus of plus 10 or more, you could do that. It heals an amount of damage equal to the Constitution bonus minimum 1 times their level.
So we'd only get 5 hit points from it for Corva anyway.
Yeah. So a DC 20. You guys can go ahead and roll those. There's not a con... Oh, if you fail the check, the creature instead takes damage equal to its damage threshold. What?
Yeah, no.
Holy
That's
smokes.
That's not real.
Whoa.
I think he's lying to us.
No, I'm not kidding. That's what it says.
Well, then why not?
Yeah, genuinely, if you on a success, you heal it. If you fail the check, the creature instead takes damage equal to its damage threshold.
Which is 18? Yeah, it's not a fair trade. Never going to do that, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Well, if you're better at it, it's not bad. Hold on. See if the med kit does anything else. Maybe I'm doing this wrong here. Hold on. I know we've got in chat a bunch of Saga experts, and I can almost hear them yelling, "You're doing it wrong, dummy! Look it up." Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I've conditioned you guys that I'm full of shit each time I give info.
No, that just sounded like no way.
Yeah, you need a med kit to revive a dying. So there's med kit, which is what first responders use, which has a whole bunch of shit to do, like treating dying people. And then there's a med pack, which contains bandages, back to synthetic flesh. When you use a med pack, its contents are expended, even if your treat injury check is not successful. Any creature can only benefit from the use of a med pack once every 24-hour period. Okay. So, let's see if there's any other recovery you get to do. I don't think there is. It's
In
once.
Star Wars, I'd be like, there ain't no magic here, man.
No. I mean, there is force healing that you can get, but that usually costs force points, I think. I shouldn't say I don't really know. I don't really know. Let me double check the because I don't want to penalize you guys if you don't need to. What are you guys planning on doing next, though? While I'm looking that up, what are you thinking?
Should be exploring some blast doors because I know the power was running this way, so we should look into these doors. I'm gonna reach down and pull Pash out of the water.
Oh, Pash, you have a condition, right? If you take
yeah, I have one condition.
yes, so you can take like with the encounter over, you can just take 3 swift actions and recover from that.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it goes back to normal.
Yep.
Okay, sounds about right.
Okay.
Says, I sincerely hope those were the only droids here.
Let's see here. If you get 8 hours of rest, you recover hit points equal to your level.
Well, that's pretty good.
You can also regain from first aid or long-term care. Long-term care doubles it, like it does in AD&D. So you'll recover double your level and hit points. That's interesting. I like that walking wounded element to it.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, so yeah.
Oh, that's great. Literally. You guys are literally blowing shit up. So which blast door are you guys thinking? There's 2 blast doors down there. And what you can see, now that you're at the end, well, one thing, I kind of buried the lead here. Hold on, let me see if I've got a...
And this is where we think the power is, correct, Kat?
Yes, you do. Down here on the right. Okay. Let's see here. Do I have... Yes! Thank God I run so much Star Wars stuff on here. I've got a bunch of assets ready to steal. So guys, what you actually see on the far side, you know that second platform that's there?
The brief light of the explosion.
Yes. What you can see parked there with its wings folded up. Lambda class shuttle. And it is right. You know what I can do? Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Boom. There.
Nice. Doesn't look fully operational, does it?
You're gonna have to get closer. It was only briefly illuminated. The water is filling the whole area there, but it was only briefly illuminated. If it's, yeah, I mean, it looks intact from what you briefly saw there. Maybe once you restore power, you should be able to see everything.
Yeah, let's get the power on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's still our main focus here.
Okay. Then, so you make your way down to that. Now you have a choice of 2 different doors. The one on the furthest away from the rest of the structure, or the one that you're pointing at right now. Now, as a refresher, I know this before you were faced with the imminent death being delivered by the droidicas, but you did remember that traditionally what Imperials will do is build the power source as far away from the main structure as possible.
What does this have? A little porthole in it?
These ones do, but there's no lights beyond, so...
Oh, I'll try that little trick again to get a glimpse of what's in there.
Yeah, to be honest, what you're going to see, even if you see, is just 2 corridors.
Oh.
Yeah. And only like the first little bit of them, so you're not going to be able to make out one from the other. It is the downside to Imperial interior architecture. It's like Halo, where every fucking hallway looks the same.
Is there a panel pass? The
Little
wire
Halo
roll?
dig there. Take that, game that's 15 years old.
Yeah, way to go, game, old game.
What are you
Well,
guys
not
thinking?
bad. What do you think? Is there? Can we trace the wires further from here? Conduits. You know, help Pash open the.
Do you really
panels.
need that? Like, you've
Oh, I don't know.
have I not given you enough information?
Take this door, right?
Well, I mean, which one do you think leads to further away from the rest of the structure?
Sure.
I mean, are you?
Farther one, yeah.
you-
Let's try the farther one.
I'm looking at Pash's input. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, the farther one.
Where do you want to go, Pash? You're soaking wet right now. You smell a little funny.
I want to try the farther door for sure.
Okay. So let's give us a mechanics check, please.
Mechanics.
Let's
My
see how you do here.
favorite.
Come
Open
on.
the door, says me.
Yep, no problem. Once again, you just shove the or force the door open. Let's see what is beyond there. Oh my God, you had to open that door. Well, good. This is a one shot. You know, I mean, the droid Rancor is something I've been hoping to use anyway. Okay, sounds good. There's a corridor that leads down like this, guys. Right on top of Corva's head. Okay, thanks. What do you wish to do? It arcs off in this direction.
You want me to take
Yeah.
the lead, Pash?
Pardon me?
You want me to take the lead?
Sure.
Yeah, this time, now that I know there are active droids in here, I'm going to try and take it a little stealthy.
Okay.
So, I'm going to try and use stealth.
Yep. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll, please.
White Shadow.
Now, do you want that to be your roll, or do you want to re-roll it?
Can I do stealth? Yes. I'll go with that one.
Yeah, I think is that from your that's one of your scout abilities, isn't it?
Yes, improve stealth.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So you go sneaking up ahead there, and what you can see is nothing. You get to the end there, and you look around, and what it leads down to is another blast door.
Okay. I'll flick my light at Pash and tell him, come on.
Okay. Then I'll cautiously move up the hallway.
Okay.
Now, I basically just straighten up and just walk around the corner.
Sure.
Pash doesn't need to think, he needs to stealth.
Yep. So you make your way up towards
Okay.
there, and it's these blast doors are all identical. There is, although in this one there is no, there's no porthole.
Shit. Okay. I guess we'll attempt to open it.
Okay. So
Actually, Ket, I want to listen at this one before
sure.
and kind
What-
of knock on it.
What is your perception check? A bonus.
Okay. 2.
Actually, fuck it. You go ahead and roll. You go ahead and roll. I don't need to keep this secret. Okay. So you listen carefully against this door. I mean, it's unlikely you'd hear anything through the blast door unless someone was hitting it. But doesn't appear to be anything on the far side.
I think what I'm checking more is like this isn't like an underwater. Like I'm trying to, like, does it sound hollow or water or something? Like, he just doesn't want to open it and all of a sudden we're flooded back down the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, put your bare hand on it, see if it's really, really cold compared to the other walls. That might be a good way to test.
Sure.
Cora would do it, but he's got his environmental suit on, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell,
Just
it's-
to the.
yeah. As far as you can tell, it's the same temperature.
Okay.
You can't tell any
Yeah.
differences based on your perception roll.
Right, totally. So I'm just going to go for it then and assume that it's okay
Okay.
and open it.
Step
Okay.
back and give it room.
Another mechanics.
Please do. Yeah.
These are getting. I'm assuming they're getting easier after doing so many.
You think so? You're also rolling really well for all of them.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like, you would think the difficulty would slowly go down once he's done this.
Yeah, what you're looking forward to is
X times.
power coming in, because so much of this is muscle at this point. It's really just kind of like getting things open and then forcing it open.
And just cranking the thing, yeah.
Exactly.
Our characters aren't strength based, so
No, I don't think either of you guys are.
No, neither of us are very strong.
Okay. So you push the door open, and what you find within is a huge generator. But like, whoop, 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 whoop. Something like the one on Hoth. Whoop.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
This is a much bigger generator than you would need for a facility this size, you would think.
unless you're doing some shady shit.
Well, I guess we'll try to get it operational.
Corva, give me a perception roll, please.
Yes, sir.
Holy. You can hear something clank is stepping elsewhere in the facility. Something, this is much bigger than a droidica. That's a heavier footstep.
So, something out in this direction.
Yep.
I look, Pat, I just heard something moving back in the facility. Something big.
Coming this way.
I only heard it move briefly.
Well, watch the hallway. I'll try and fire up this generator.
Okay. I'll move to the corner and keep an eye out.
Sure. So I think this is going to be a multi-stage thing here. One of the things is going to be diagnosing what's wrong with it, Pash, and then it's a matter of getting it actually up and running. So for the first thing, and you can use mechanics for, I think for both of them. Okay. You don't have anything. Well, do you have knowledge technology?
I have gather information.
If you had people to speak to,
and I have knowledge technology.
If you have knowledge technology, that's perfect. Give us that roll first, so you can figure out what the hell's going on with this thing.
I'm guessing they turned it off.
Yeah.
It could be out of juice. Like, sometimes you would just leave it running until it goes off, depending on how you abandon the base.
Yeah. So this is a really... Alright. You've got a rough idea of how to get this thing started. It doesn't mean you cannot try. It means that it may be it may require some improvising on the fly.
Yeah.
So what this might do, basically what it's going to be is that you can start it, you're like, I know how about 75% of this works, and I'm pretty sure I know how the other 25 works. So we can start going, and it's going to make the difficulty a little harder, and if you fail, you may have consequences.
Star Wars thing, let's do it.
Totally.
You can still got a destiny point left, right?
Oh, fuck. Yep. You've also got, what's your Scoundrel's Luck? Or a Fool's Luck. Oh,
yeah. Fool's Luck. As a standard action, you can spend a force point to gain one of the following benefits for the rest of the encounter. +5 to a bonus to attack, or +5 to skill checks.
Do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I could do that.
Yeah.
And this scene sounds like an encounter to me, right?
Definitely. Oh, yeah. Fun side story. I can't remember how contemporaneously it works out, whether they were first introduced in 4th edition and then they were adopted for this, but skill challenges are a thing in Star Wars, and there's a whole bunch of great information. I think it's after 4th edition first came out is when this came out, but in the Galaxy of Intrigue book, there's a ton of great advice for making skill challenges really interesting.
I think in the scene, we sort of see Pash take a look at this thing, realize he doesn't really have a clue how it works. He kind of says to himself, well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah. So it's a side thing. You know, like, no joke. Better to be lucky than smart is a running joke with my assistant. Like, where things work out, where I'm like, I didn't do anything, but that works out really well. I send her just simply in all caps, lucky greater than smart, and send.
Totally, and that's totally where we're at here. It's like,
okay, so then in which case, then you got a 17 on that. I'll let you retroactively do it because you know, if you were more familiar with these characters, you'd know the backwards and forwards of them. And
no, but I'm saying that's fine. That, like, I mean, if you want to change it too, it's okay. But I'm also saying, like, he's making this change based on not knowing about it.
Oh,
like,
got it. Okay, yeah. That sounds great.
That knowledge roll was when he was like,
okay.
"Oh shit."
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give us a mechanics check, please.
Okay.
How you fix stuff in a Russian space station.
And now I add +5 to this. I'm assuming I just put 5 in.
Yes, so let's see here. 33.
Oh, that's with the 5 in it.
Is that with the 5? Can you add the modifier when you
Yeah,
roll?
that was... I did.
Oh, with the 5. 28 is still, like, way more than what you needed. So, yeah, what do we see as you're sort of starting to get this giant thing up and running?
Just like, you know, like there's... He's reading it, he's looking at it, he's sort of, like, examining it, and then just, like, flipping this switch. You know, it's like... Yeah.
Okay, nothing's happened yet.
Or it's a lot of like, oh, this one looks important.
Nice. A bunch of things. The console begins to start flickering in front of you. Give us one more. Corva, you can hear crank again, and then crank again.
Does it sound like it's getting closer?
Ooh.
It sounds like somebody's just moving around in that big open area. But that includes your +5?
Yeah, that's not a great roll.
Okay, would you give me a D20 roll, please?
D20.
Yep.
Let's get AD&D flashes.
Ooh, that's amazing, because that was the attack roll against your reflexes. What ends up happening is power is arcing. You overcharged it. Power is arcing, but fortunately you kind of, whoa, jeez, and get down, and it scorches the wall behind you and kind of around where the console is, but you mercilessly are not hurt. Corva, you think you can give me another perception? This is going to be pretty high, but you are very, very good at this.
If I click the dice instead of the name,
I'm
gonna reroll that one.
You reroll that one, Cam? All you're focused on is the sound of the generator firing up behind you, and then something walking ahead of you. So you do not hear that. Pash, go ahead and give us one more. You could spend a force point if you like. Well,
I would like.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Nice. So you can hear somewhere off in the distance, like beyond that big chamber, down the corridor. It's fairly far off. You begin to hear. It sounds like voices, and they're all repeating the same word. And the word seems to be Roger, and it sounds like there's a whole cackling crowd of them. And Pash, give us your last mechanics check, please.
Come on, big money.
Ooh.
What? Is that a 1?
Ooh.
That is a 1.
Oh my god.
Oh my god is right.
So what ends up happening is this thing, you hit it, it supercharges, and it's a matter of time before this thing starts. You can try and shut this thing down altogether, but I think the only way if you shut it down altogether, it's not going to be restarted again, and you're going to need some force to get it down. But what ends up happening is all the lights flash on, and you can hear now the sounds of very, very clearly the sounds of Roger. Corva, give us a galactic lore check.
Shit.
I know exactly
Yes,
what.
so you know precisely what this is. What the hell were these Imperials doing here?
We need to leave, Pash.
Are either of you guys trained with use computer?
Uh,
I don't think so, right? Your slicers aren't here? No, okay.
No, I don't see it. There's like a checkbox, right? Under
Yeah, there'd be a
train?
check.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, no.
I
I can do it, but I'm not trained, that's for sure.
I have a
Okay.
4.
Yeah, look, the nice thing with the game is that you always have at least some chance. It's not good, but I mean you can definitely try. But what you would need to do is try and slice the computer. Then the reason I asked was if you want to try and access the computer.
Oh, access to like control these things? Or...
No. Just again, if you want to try and gain information, like now that there's power, you could access the base's computers.
Oh yeah, we are here to get information and then secure the base. Yeah, I'll try and give it a shot.
Okay, so you'll have to head back into the generator room, and it'll be a couple steps to get to it. Like this is not a main terminal, and actually, I don't know if this. Give me a use computers check. Let's see if you can actually slice through here.
No.
Okay, so you open it up. And you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. This is.
I badly screwed this up, Pash.
So, what are you guys doing next?
We can't deal with an army of droids. We should. Maybe we can commandeer that ship.
Yeah. Maybe. And just get out of here. Not a bad idea.
So this thing isn't good. Like the generator's not going to explode, is it?
It's not really quite clear. That's a nat 1 on the final check on it. It's got power. It's just that it's going to be difficult to turn it off without damaging the generator.
Gotcha.
He just, I mean, he didn't really know how he was going through. So it's not like Chernobyl was going to blow up necessarily. You could definitely do that. You could try and do that. That's a lot easier. In Star Wars, it's a fuck of a lot easier to blow stuff up than it is to try and... Especially now that you've set it in this volatile condition.
What do you think, Pash? Should we blow it to hell and then get out of here? Just can we get out of here quick? How big is the explosion going to be?
If it helps, if there are droids, whatever, I mean, the research that was being done here, that may be of interest to the Alliance. What will not be is an army of droids. If all this is just a cache of droids that those actual resources, those would not, like, we've never seen them deploy them in any of the original canon material. And what I infer from that is that the Rebel Alliance chose not to make use of droids. Neither did the Empire.
Gotcha.
Probably because they're a persisting symbol of the Confederation of Independent Systems, right? So, it's probably there would be bad associations for those folks in the core worlds who are part of the Empire.
Okay.
So, but yeah. So, right, we found is not of value.
Yep. And I'm going to now switch over to, I know this is not a very Star Wars thing, but we heard this music at the beginning and felt it was pretty fucking fun.
So yeah, Corvin's going to come down here and see the droids if in the lit up facility.
Okay. You're just walking down there and trying to take a peek out.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well,
if you're
yeah.
planning on
Okay, go
stealthing,
ahead.
Yes.
that's what I was asking. Give me a stealth roll in, please.
Because I would not like to have my head shot off.
I can't imagine why.
I'd like to re-roll that.
Okay, please do.
Ah,
Roll 20.
Well, it was-
Strikes again. Okay, so guys, here's what you see. Is in the cave wall... Oh, let me get the turn order out of the way here. The cave wall seems to go along like this. Where actually want to do it wobbly now. And the water leads all the way up to there. There is another blast door about there. which is now open. And what you see is that throughout the whole rest of the area here... Oh, there's a blast door here as well, too, set into the cave. What you can see is that on the deck down here, filing out of this now open blast door, and oh, there's 2 other blast doors. Where is it? Where is it? One right there, and there are just a shit ton of battle droids that are coming out, and those are the like. Let me see if I go. I think we all know what they look like, but let's see if I've got a... That's a commando. It's a tactical droid. Oh, yes! I've... Awesome. I loaded both ones I need you to see. Look at this. Okay, so... First one is the, of course, the battle droids. So this is... There are a ton of these things walking around on deck.
Yeah.
Now, upside these things. So in the game, they go down as fast as what they do in the films. They, you know, like one good shot takes those fuckers down. However, there is also stalking the thing that you heard, the clank, clank. That was this. What the old clone troopers colloquially called a crab droid. These things are super heavy armored.
How fast are they?
Give me a galactic lore roll. Let's see how much you know about this. Or a technical roll, technology roll. Either of those will do.
15.
15 is probably not quite good enough for something as specialized as, you know, 40-year-old or 30-year-old technology. How fast is it? Ooh. Okay. So, what are you thinking, guys?
Corbin's gonna move back after he sees that and says, Pash, I think you should rig this thing to explode in about an hour and we sprint our way out of here. There is a legion of battle droids and some crab things.
Well, shite.
We don't have a lot of time.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we do this and sprint out of here and climb to freedom.
So what if I make one more attempt to set this generator on some kind of path to overload? Try anyway. We make a break for it and try to get back to that shuttle.
Hey, Pash, give me a, what do you call it? Another galactic lore check, please. Corva doesn't know the answer to this, but you might.
Are we still in the same scene?
Still in the same, you don't even need it. You don't even need it. So, what you remember from these... And actually, this makes sense because you've faced something like this before. Depending on the model of the battle droid, they may be slave to a master computer. A control unit.
Oh, yeah.
You heard at the Battle of Naboo that the local defenses, they even though they were being invaded by an army of droids, by taking out this central control unit in one of the Lucrehulk vessels that was in orbit, it knocked out the entire army. Now, later in the war, they corrected that flaw, but you didn't see these things come active until power came on, so maybe these are an older model.
And we didn't hear that... No, I heard
True.
I heard the big clanks before the power came on.
Those things were developed later in the Clone War, or in the Clone Wars. So they likely were not built with that same deficiency. So what do you think?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. So what do you want the the generator to do? Do you want to blow up?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So
That's what
then,
he's going to attempt to do.
sure.
Yeah.
So give us a. Well, you're going to be able to do this. It's the result of your mechanics is going to tell us how fast this will go off. How long?
Yeah,
Now,
like
what
how
is
much time? Oh,
exactly? What's your ideal
Okay.
situation here?
I don't know. What do you think, Corva?
We have to
5
climb.
minutes?
We have to climb
15 minutes?
30 meters of ladder to get out of here. And
Oh, I
then-
thought we were going to steal that shuttle.
No, there's an army of droids over there, and there's a cloud
Oh.
between us and there.
Oh, I see. So you want to just run back the way we came in?
Yeah, I'd say at least 10 minutes just to make sure.
Yeah, then we want more like 10 minutes. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And you guys are not
Okay.
willing to swim it?
How can I tell how far we are from the beach?
No. I mean, like, if you wanted to swim to the shuttle.
And take laser fire the whole time?
Well, that's if they see you. You can breathe. You've got self-contained breathing in your environmental suit. You can just stay underwater. Now, Pash, on the other hand,
Yeah, I say we go for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give us a. Now, give me 1 second. I want to check one thing. I think Galaxy of Entry gives me level-based difficulty classes, and I'd like to just use that.
He's pulling another book.
Yeah. No, same book.
I know.
Which has, I think, one of my favorite covers from the Saga Edition ones, too. That's pretty cool. Okay. Here we go. So this is going to be slightly above your level. So the difficulty is going to be a 27.
Okay.
Okay.
Plus 5, right?
Lucky.
There we go. Big money. Oh!
Oh my god!
A 1.
Another one. That is 2 ones
Now,
in a row trying to
how-
operate this thing.
How many Destiny points do you have left?
I do have a Destiny point.
You could spend that to automatically get a crit.
I think that makes a lot more sense than just having our heroes blow up in this.
Well, no, you're not going to blow up. It'll make it a lot shorter timer. What do you think?
You got a minute. Run!
I don't know. What do you think? It's super exciting.
So here's what the
John,
Destiny point
or
what Destiny point would also potentially save your bacon if you die. So there's that.
right.
And I think you rolled quite
make
well.
If I make it to the water, I can swim out, but you can't. And if you spend the destiny point to make it out to the water, that might be pretty cool too.
Yeah. Let's just go with the one. Let's just go with the
Okay.
He goes
like-
to rig it up. He's like so proud of himself. He's got
Yeah.
it running.
And then it goes really fast.
Power's going here. You're like, oh,
like, yeah.
I don't think it's 10 minutes. What are you doing?
This thing will blow in about 10 minutes, and then it just starts going, and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa. Or not.
He's like, I can hope you can hold your breath. We're going swimming.
Okay. So what are you guys doing then?
Corva's gonna, come on, Pesh. Run, and then he's gonna swan dive into the water.
Sure. Okay. Give us a swim check. Let's see how much you can control getting yourself underwater.
Not that good at swim, but I have force points, so.
Yep.
Oh, not bad.
Nice. Yep. Floosh. Now, did you try and make yourself hidden, or are you just trying to maximize speed here?
Speed. Just swan dive in, go as deep as I can.
All right. So then, yeah, you dive into the water, and then I think the one of the droids, we see he's kind of like, "Hey, what's that?" And then Pash, what are you doing?
Well, I would have been following right behind him, so.
Yep. Okay. Give us a let's see here, a swim check.
Enough with the ones already. There we go.
Easy. All right. So you dive in, and you're getting a little further forward here. Now I have
those snake things now.
Okay, 1 second here. One of the droids did see you, so hold on, guys. There's a neat rules in Galaxy at War for basically using troops for swarm like swarms of droids. So rather than like fishing for 20s, no, it makes it easier. Like rather than me just fishing for 20s by rolling a shit ton of dice, it just consolidates it onto one dice. But I also think it means that it treats it as an area effect. So okay.
I'm gonna evasion wouldn't work underwater, so yeah, let's not use that.
Which wouldn't?
I have evasion, which
No,
works.
I'd let you use evasion for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that badass ability is for. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's okay, what's here? Troops. Where are you? Trade units, build your campaigns. I thought it was in here. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was in the Clone Wars era book. One sec.
I love all these source books.
I agree. Yeah, no, maybe it's Clone Wars is what I'm thinking of. I've read these to death, too. I ran a very short-lived campaign a few years ago. I mean, quite a few years ago now. With the guys playing Clone Commandos. And it was pretty cool. Let's see here.
We like this music, too.
Nice. So followers are in there. Battles. Hey, folks who, what do you call it, who remembered Saga, do you remember if the troops rule were in Galaxy at War, or whether they were in something else? I could have sworn they were in Galaxy at War. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'll look in the index. How about? It's here. Troops. Or squads, maybe they called them. Sorry, guys. I don't know where those are. I'll have to look them up.
Creating a squad, add +4 to all attack rolls as member of the squads are going to be aiding each other.
Does it say where?
No, I found a wiki that pulls some rules from it.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it's the reference is what I need. Because it's got the full stats written up for them in it.
Okay.
Is it in Clone Wars or is it in?
Let's see. Reference book: Star Wars Saga Edition Clone Wars Campaign Guide.
Nice. Okay, I thought so. Wow. Second time I thought so. Thank you, John. Okay.
Power of Google.
Squads. Here we go. 93. I fucking missed it when I was looking through the thing. All right, here we go. Squads. Excellent, because I knew there was the Battle Droid squad right up in here. All right, so then... Okay, and this I need to figure out what one thing is here. Because these troops, these droids are going to start opening up on you guys. All right. Oh, okay. Anyway, I will. Let's go. So the ones begin firing on you guys. I know it's thrilling transition to watch me look up shit. So very Star Wars. Here we go, guys. Let's roll initiative. Actually, let's open this up. Oh, wrong thing. Let me clear the. Oh, actually, you guys can just go ahead and click on your token. Click on your initiative. I'll put a battle droid down here. Represent when they're going. Okay, and then I rolled a 13 for them, so you guys are going first. So you Sparrow look over Passion, you can see that they're all like, hey!
Shit.
13.
Oh. There we go.
Okay. Excellent. And then... no, descending. Okay, first up is Corva. What are you doing, Corva?
His initiative is track right. He should go first. 26.16 is what he rolled.
What?
Who rolled?
Ash, rolling for turn order. He didn't update his turn order.
Oh.
25, 18. Oh, yeah. Oh, you were not on the token, I guess?
I thought I clicked on it.
Here, 26. Oh.
So I don't want to act out of turn.
26. 16. That is very kind of you. Pash, you're up first. What are you doing?
Swimming as far out. Shit, swimming towards the shuttle, actually.
Okay, nice.
Going over there?
Go ahead and give
Why
us a
not?
swim
We're
check.
trying to get out of here.
Oh, is that the out of the base?
Yeah.
Dave.
Oh, that. Okay, I misunderstood.
If you look down, you can see there's light on the far side.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's a long damn time to hold your breath.
Oh, yeah.
But Destiny's on your side.
What are you thinking, Pash?
Just trying to think, like, how do I think they would fly this thing out of here?
Down in the water. That's why it's
that
such a
thing
big...
could go underwater.
Oh yeah, any of these that'll sploosh underwater for a brief period and then poof, up and gone.
I'm just trying to imagine the mind of Pash.
Yeah. He is
And
an
seeing
ace pilot.
exactly. He is not a freaking Olympic swimmer. He is an ace pilot. His mind would be like, get to that thing and get us out of here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try and swim over there.
So here's what I'm going to do.
What was it?
We're not
30
going
meters?
to have
Well,
it.
I mean, it's
We're
not.
going to use a skill challenge type thing. So what I'm going to say is that you need to get. Let's say it's only a DC 10 for your swim check. You need to get 5 successes to get there. If you beat the thing for every 5 that you beat your swim check by, it counts as 1 extra one. So if you roll a 20, it'll count as 3. Okay.
Okay.
So you guys are 5 away. Pash, you're up first. You see the shuttle over there? You see the giant collection of droids that are around it? What are you doing? Come on, here is a swim. Oh, and hey, you also could spend your force point if you want and use your fool's luck again.
And I'll just have a +5 on this. No, I don't want to just leave Corva in the dust.
Do it. I'm swimming out.
Okay, so 1 success for you, Pash.
Okay.
Okay, Corva, what are you doing?
Swimming out. Okay.
Yeah, Corva's like, no, guns. He's going north.
Okay, so give us a swim check.
There you go.
Oh, for 15, nice. Okay, so you start making your way over there. Then it is their turn. All right, so let's see here. So they open up on you. 2 on Pash. A nat 20. It's like the galaxy is trying to tell you something. Let's see here. Pash, you take... God, that's 20 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Then... again,
Could be the last we ever see of Pash.
Corva. You're wounded by that too, because that exceeds your damage threshold.
Yeah.
Because you're so good at swimming from before. So, if you've got anything you want to try to distract these suckers too, you can feel free to do that. Corva, they miss you. They're firing at you, but those blaster bolts are going into the water. Pash, you're up now. Give us a swim, or are you gonna... now you're gonna use your fool's luck. Well, that does take a standard action to do it.
No, I'm just gonna keep swimming.
Okay.
What?
Come on.
What do you want me to do?
Swim to freedom.
That's still a swim check.
Yeah, but
It would be a swim check married with the endurance. Shit, that hit. Like, slowed you down. Now, you could spend a force point to roll 1d6 and add it to it. You only need a
Wow,
10 to
why
get a
not?
success. Okay.
I just need I got a 50-50 here.
Yep.
Oh my god!
oh,
Stupid dice.
oh, so close. Corva, what are you doing? Go
That's
ahead.
ridiculous. I had more than a 50-50. I had a...
Self-preservation is. I'm going back to grab Pash and try to tug him towards this way. Now.
You're too far apart right now. He swam forward. If you're gonna swim,
I'm going towards him to start
Okay.
pulling him back.
yep. So that means you're
Because if he goes unconscious, I might be able to revive him outside.
make your swim check. Corva, 10. Okay. So you've caught up to where Pash is. You're now only 4 away from the shuttle, says Pash. Let's
Can't
see.
speak underwater.
So the shots come off again. They miss and miss. Okay, so they're all these blaster bolts are splashing into the water around you guys. None of them are hitting. Pash, you're up again. What are you doing?
Well, I mean...
Oh, Pash, you can spend a swift action to recover a quarter of your hit points because you haven't used your second wind yet today.
Oh, yeah, I should do that.
So that would give you
11
back. Yeah,
or 12. I don't know if it rounds up or down.
rounds down. 11.
So I'm at 16. Still doesn't give me enough to survive a hit, but hey, why not?
That was a critical
All right.
hit. Remember, that was a critical hit on you.
Spam. Yes!
You look back, you see Corva coming towards you, you're like, yes, this is a good idea.
No.
So Pash is now 2 successes away from the ship. So actually, I can put you a little closer there too. Corva, what
You see
do?
Corva going, motherfucker! No!
His vocoder is just basically turning into Cubert.
I'm
cursing.
power next to
Holy
him. Like,
shit,
"Get
yeah.
back over here.
You're already there, man.
So
Just
he's
go.
actually ahead. So you're
Yeah.
only 1 away.
Go back. I know
Alright.
we're going to settle, but still.
The shots come into the water, and the crab droid begins making its way over towards you guys, trying to see. And the big heavy blaster on it is firing down into the water. It doesn't have an angle on you just yet.
We're gonna die.
I got a nat 20 on Corva.
Is this
Uh-oh.
an area effect or just a...
No, this is just an individual thing. You guys, you're way ahead of him at this point anyway. So, 18 points of damage on Corva.
not exceed my threshold?
Yes. So then you're take another condition.
Oh, it does not exceed.
Oh, does not? No, it's equal to.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Sorry. All right, then Pash.
You said my my breather suit adds to it, right?
It, already included.
Oh.
Yeah, that's already included in there.
All right.
Okay. If you open up your armor stats, you'll see that it gives +2 to fortitude.
Hopefully I'm close enough.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so here we go. Pash. Okay, so you're
I'm
only
gonna-
you're 1 away. Oh, you can spend what do you call it? Force
Guess what I'm
point.
gonna do? Spend my last force point to try and
Holy
Yes!
shit.
get there.
So you pull yourself up on deck. All right. So there's 1 or 2 battle droids that
Fuck
are up
outta here,
there
my
right
friend.
now. Corva, what are you doing?
Cursing my luck and going after him. I blame you.
Oh no! Shit.
Oh, I think that last shot, maybe there's a leak in your suit. And you're
Probably.
like, shit, and having to seal it up instead of get any further progress. That wasn't a
That's
one,
okay.
right?
I need time to get the ship fired up anyway.
That was a one, yes.
Oh my god. All right, so first, they get to fire on you. Pash, you were the one up, so I think they're going to focus their fire on you. Both of those are misses, and both of those are miss. So they're turning and just like, this is, you running across the hangar with blaster bolts going all over the fucking place. Thankfully,
Yeah.
the entry thing to the Lambda shuttle is down. So Pash, what are you doing?
Get in there.
I
Start
think
her up.
there's one droid, one battle droid
Looks like-
standing on the deck.
Hey, we're commandeering this.
Yeah, I'll fire at him.
Go ahead.
All right. Oh my god.
Hold on.
Get in there.
Let me check and
Those
see.
are some bad rolls.
Those are really not good rolls.
Wow.
Where's Droids?
So one thing with a roll with a D20 game, there is
Yeah.
a lot of variance. In
It's
a
funny because
D20.
like someone had pointed out too that like the people who complain about or like who said like, well, you know, D20 is so random, but I mean that's the thing that people tout about so many other games too.
Mm-hmm.
that
Oh
it's
yeah,
all-
I don't
you
mind
know.
the randomness
No,
at all.
me either.
I think
No.
it's funny.
No, I totally agree. 9 is still
If it was
is a hit. 9 is still a hit.
Oh,
They're
wow.
they are such hot garbage. Yeah, and that's so. What does it look like as you blast this thing down?
It's like, no, we are commandeering this and just off the hip. Like,
Yep, heads off, and it
well, it's
staggers
such a
to the
wild
side
shot.
and falls off of the platform leading up. You go running up into the shuttle. Okay, Corva, what are you doing?
Okay, does Corva, would he know that getting deeper in the water would make it harder for them to hit him?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna swim down and hope that Pesh comes with the underwater submersible to grab on and get drug out of here. So I'm going down.
You're gonna try and grab the ship as I fly by?
But you got to enter the water slowly, right? And I just grab a hold of it and.
No, I am turning and flying out of here as fast as I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm going
Yeah,
deeper.
keep swimming.
I'm going for depth now.
Here we go. You going for depth?
Yep, going down.
Okay, so Corva's going down. Yeah, now, you guys would have. You remember we've already established you've got your comm links.
Mhm.
So Corva says he's going down. So effectively, you got cover now. So let's see here. So they fire at you. Those are misses. Those are misses as well too. So Corva, you're they're firing down on you. And let's see here. Give me a D4 roll, Pash. Actually, give me a D3 roll, Pash.
D3. Okay.
Let's see how many battle droids. Only one. So one kind of you go racing into the cockpit, and you're kind of hit things, and that's when you can see there's a droid that's on the shuttle, I guess already. Kind of like walks out, looks over at you. Hey, you're not authorized to be here. Pash,
I
your
will
turn.
fire at
What are you doing, Pash? Yep.
shooting them.
Boring conversation. Anyway, why don't you give us a let's see here. I think a piloting check. Let's see how fast you can get this thing up and running.
All right. Well,
Yep.
I do have a. Oh yeah, the bonus is already in there.
Okay.
It says, yeah.
So and then did you make use of your hyperdriven ability already today, or you were saving it? That was the one that gives you can add your level to one.
Oh
roll.
no, yeah, I did not do that yet.
'Kay.
We talked about it, and then we realized it was after the roll.
Yeah. Okay, so then that's you, Corva. What are you doing?
Does Pash respond back that he's gonna let me grab a hold of the ship as we get out of here, or do I need to make a break for it?
I mean, I can try. It's going to be some kind of serious ace piloting maneuver. I don't know.
Corva, would you give me a perception roll, please?
I can do that. No, don't you bring those snake things. Don't you dare.
Oh, maybe I could just like push you out, like like
You wanna
fly the
accept
ship.
Do you want to accept that, or you want to re-roll?
Odds are that I could get better or worse. I'll go re-roll it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so what you see, Corva, as you're going down a little deeper in this too, you look down, and there's a little bit of light down there, and it's a blue shimmering sphere.
Well, it's time to go up then.
The droid again is
Yeah.
firing up at you. It misses on both of the bursts. Because you've got effectively like a +10 cover from this, but you're like, shit.
Okay, so I come barreling out of the water. Like, oh my god!
Wait for me, wait for me.
Never mind. Wait for me. I love it.
I'm gonna go with the droids. Okay, so the droids on deck fire at you again too. I'm rolling like not higher than a 12 on any of my attack rolls for my of the other droids. All right, so Corvo, what do we see as you come racing on?
So he just turns tail, just flies, and he just, I don't know, gets super buoyant and just launches himself onto the platform.
Yep.
Then I'm guessing I get, what, 2 moves out of that?
You can with a 17, you can get yourself up. Do you want to spend a force point, try and bump that up to 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if I can start busting towards the.
Sure. Get yourself on the.
No.
Oh, so you're getting yourself close. Then it is the.
Oh, that should be at the deck, right?
Yes, you're sort of like, you can see the engines are cycling up on this shuttle. The thing is down. The droids are slowly kind of clustering their way around there. Ooh, one of them hits.
No, I've only got 8 hit points.
It is only 7 points of damage, and in the event you think I'm jacking the dice here, look at this: a 1 and a 6.
Wow.
Yeah. Jeepers. All right. Then it is. You can still see like blaster bolts are flying out of the water from where that droidica is trying to get at you. And there's that crab droid.
Shit.
As well. Who I gotta make a roll for the crab droid. Actually, I'll make a roll, then I'll look it up, because if I roll a 3 again, I'm not gonna bother. Well, I rolled a 4, so fucking dice. So this bigger explodes around you, like things are just blowing up. Blaster bolts are going back and forth, and you can hear that interminable Roger, 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 closing on them. Roger, 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 Roger. Pash, what are you doing?
Well, is Corvo on the deck of the ship?
All you can hear over the comm unit, I believe, is "Wait for me! Wait for me!" What are you doing, Corvo?
Yeah, I made it to the edge of the walkway, so I'm not in it yet.
Okay.
Okay. Have I got the ship turned on? Is there anything else I need to roll other than fly away?
The wings need to go down as you take off.
Okay.
If you wanted to try and if you wanted to make it easier for him, you could try and make a real fancy piloting check and swoop around with the partly in the water. So all he needs to do is just jump into the ship.
Yeah, that's very Star Wars for me to start to fly away and him to jump on the ramp as we go.
You know what I'll do is I will also give him +10 cover against attacks from that too.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
So make a piloting roll?
Yeah, let's set the difficulty at 25.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I got my super skills.
Oh, yes, bastard.
So turns around, lands partly in the water. Actually, Corby, you get to go before the droids anyway.
So he lands in the water. So Corva, he looks at this like, I'm gonna acrobatics off the edge of the platform onto the deck and roll into it and hit the button to close it.
Nice. Yep. Just going up. You can hear
Bye-bye.
blasters are hitting on the side. Then, guys, what happens next? They have nothing that can hurt your ship. What are you doing, Pash?
Flying out of there, through the tunnel.
Okay, this will be a very easy 10 check to. Go ahead.
Good thing I rolled terrible.
Sploosh into the water. Was that a 1?
That was a 1.
It's pretty close to a 1. Oh, it is a 1. Wow.
So you unfortunately kind of gun it too quickly. That droidica is shooting on the bottom, so you deke to the side. It ruins and shears off the top of the because it spreads all out. You're a little too close to the top. You should have gone a little further, a little deeper down. So it shears the top fin off of the shuttle, but then you come out. I need you to make another piloting check to safely land this thing, because you're currently wow, 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 without that stabilizing.
We're going crazy.
Fin. Yep. And Corva, you're in the back, what are you doing? Amazing. 27.
But we make a great roll.
So how do you bring this thing down then, Pash? What do we see?
Extremely quickly, because we want to get onto our ship and get out of here.
Yeah.
We don't know how big this explosion's going to be.
So how there was not really any safe place to land let's bring this back to the island, actually.
I think it's sort of it is literally landed in such a way that it's we're running off the ship as it's like sliding down the side of the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
You land and jump out, and it kind of.
and then like just like
Yeah.
land it. We're running out the back, and it slides down into the water.
Awesome. You guys go racing in, and I think as soon as you get on the bridge, that's when Gunner kind of activates and kind of brings his gun out.
Yeah.
You go, too late. You leap into the cockpit, power the engines up, and then wow, take off into the sky. And as you guys are flying away, it's Corva. You spare a quick look back as you see like small sub explosions begin to consume the entire island until the whole thing just explodes out in a brilliant like ball of light, and then
Let's go faster.
you guys fly up, and you can see from as you're going up, there's a perfectly circular wake of waves going out from where this island once was. And we then end with you guys back into orbit where we left you. So,
Nice.
as you guys are going into orbit, you can still, Gunner kind of gets up and he says, "The mission. Have we succeeded in the mission?"
We have.
Sort of, buddy. Sort of.
Okay. So with that, you guys get your calculations. I think what Gunner finally asks as well, then, are we prepared to report to Admiral Kraken?
Yes.
Yes. Although I have to patch my suit as he puts a finger through one of the holes.
Okay. Nice. So with that pass, you complete your astrogation calculations, and then we see the familiar, the stars turn into streams or streaks of light, and you drop into hyperspace. And that brings us to the end of our Star Wars one-shot. So.
Crazy, Jeff. I swear to God. But that was worth it. Good job.
Oh my God.
Thanks, man.
So 1 hit point for Corvo left and 16 for Bash.
And almost no resources. Just blew them all.
Oh
Still
my
got your
goodness.
destiny point left.
Yeah, I did have 1 destiny point left.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you never spent that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So that's okay. What I was going to tell you is, all right. So funny thing is, earlier today when I thought we might have more people, because I wasn't sure how many we had while we were canceling. I originally was. I'm gonna turn this down just a scooch.
Cameron says in chat says that was awesome.
Oh, thanks. So glad you guys enjoyed. So originally what I was going to do is run the first adventure out of Acton Cthulhu's Assault on the Mountains of Madness. And it's just this fun mission where, like, you start off late in World War II, you investigate the things going on a Nazi secret base on this island, and the island is called Skellig Island. So I was like, oh, cool. No, that's not. And then as soon as I heard there was only a couple of us, I was like, I'll bet you I could load the Star Wars stuff up pretty quickly. And I've been looking to try Saga Edition out anyway. And I knew that John has played the other 2 Star Wars games that we've played so far. So I was like, and I knew you'd probably be on board. And Dave, I thought, would be on board as well, too. Because Dave's been itching to play a Star Wars game. He was unfortunately sick today. I had a fucking brutal headache. But anyway, the funny thing is, so Skellig Island, I go looking online for pictures of it because I'm like, oh, it looks pretty cool. And I'll bet you it's based on a real place. Turns out it fucking is. And if it looks familiar to you, it's because Skellig Island is what was used for Octo in Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker.
That's where I remember seeing
Yeah,
it
that's where
from.
Luke was. Because if you look on the what do you call it, on pictures of Skellig Island, it's like the like monastery and stuff like that. Like that's all actual stuff there. That's not stuff they built for. Not for it. So it's this cool little island off the northern coast of Ireland. So it was funny. It was a funny roundabout way that I was going to use it because Skellig Island features in that adventure. And I was like, well, I'll find a picture of it because that'll probably be pretty cool. And then it turns out it's apparently Star Wars already thought it was pretty cool because it was used for a canonical place. I couldn't use any of the images from the that were closer that were actually on the island because they'd all look exactly like Octo, like where Luke was hiding out. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
So this is the first time that both of you guys have played Saga. I know it's only it's a very quick kind of adventure, but how did it feel like in comparison to Star Wars stuff? Did it feel like Star Wars?
Well, yeah, it did. We didn't have any Jedi's or robots on the team, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of the D20 system, so I caught on to it real quick. So
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
It
like
felt
those
Star Warsy.
shieldy droids. Didn't like those things, but
They are deadly. Jeff,
Uh,
how's like you played a shit ton of the Fantasy Flight version of Star Wars. How does this like in feeling like Star Wars in comparison to that? How do you think it feels?
I like it. I mean, see, the thing with a game that has more rules of a different type like this is you're still free to, do things like interpret those mechanics rolls that I was making in the generator and still kind of treating them very similar to like a story-based game where it's like, um, so you still have that freedom. So I like it. I think it plays really fun.
Mm.
Um, I I definitely feel like in a full campaign, the game would be a little harder because you wouldn't be blowing those force points the same way.
yeah.
Like we
No.
really use those to survive and
So
thrive.
one of the things is that the challenge of the encounters was pretty high in this as well too. I threw a lot of stuff.
Okay,
at you.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the like a lot of D20 games, it sort of has like an idea of what is like fair. And one of the optional rules that I actually really like from the Jedi Temple, what is it? The Jedi Training, Jedi Academy Training Manual. There's an optional rule for refreshing force points every day, as opposed to having a certain amount per level. Like that number per level thing bakes in an assumption of how fast you're going to be advancing characters that I never have liked because
Yeah.
characters always advance slow in my campaigns. I just run a slow campaign.
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
if I ran this game, a system I would look at is like possibly introducing them as like a lead into like how dangerous a situation is. So like had we been playing this campaign and it's like we land here and arrive here and it's like if I'm the DM and I'm like, oh, this is going to be tough, it's like everybody can have a force point back kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like as you arrive at a scene or the big bad shows up, like all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's the leader, and it's like, okay, everybody gets one force point for this fight. Kind of
Well,
thing.
there's a neat the destiny point mechanic is actually linked to a destiny you pick. And there's things like if you act in accordance and in pursuit of your destiny, you get benefits. If you act against it, you get penalties. And if you achieve it, you get a permanent benefit, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so it's a neat way of setting up kind of a again like a player driven incentive to sort of to achieve goals and give mechanical benefits for achieving those player set goals. The Jedi work of all the different games that have force points in them, of the three we've played, I like this one best because it plays the fastest. You have a use force ability or skill that you get if you get the trained in the force. You can train in the use the force thing, and that gives you some default abilities. And then you also get like force powers that are kind of like spells in D&D, where like you can use them in an encounter and then they're gone until you get a chance to take like a 5-minute rest and recover your abilities, or you can spend force points to recover them, or if you roll a nat 20 on your use the force check, you don't actually use it up. And then there's a huge variety of different abilities you've got, and then you also have force talents that give you ways of you can spend force points to do different things too. So it's a cool combination of like powers and default things you can do and whatnot. So it's a lot more flexible. But the complaint is that with the skill focus ability, if you allow people to take that rules as written, you can get really, really powerful force users. And you select certain feats or talents or things like that, you can have the force users overshadowing kind of everyone else pretty quickly. Just because they can do a lot of stuff that the others can do. And like both of those, there's great advice you can find online for managing those things, but it means that it's a lot easier to simulate high, or at least replicate the high power force abilities that we see in some of the prequels, in the Clone Wars series and things like that. So yeah, I mean, that's cool. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. It's yeah, it was very easy to run. I once again, like I forget how much damage you guys take and how hard it is to heal. That was what I did last time when I ran this on a regular campaign. Is I was so used to 4th edition heal, where it's like, I just take 5-minute rest and you're back to full. I'd annihilate the players in the first in the first fight. But it's I think that like being mindful of that and structuring encounters properly that way, or giving players more, like what I was definitely a little heavy-handed with pushing you guys into making advantage or taking advantage of the surrounding, but that's definitely, I think, one of the ways because you get such a huge bonus from cover and stuff like that, it really incentivizes you guys looking for ways to take advantage of your surroundings and
Yeah, while you were at the mid-session break, I was talking to Jeff about, get these guys in the water. That's one way we can get past those shields, and he ended up doing it. So
yeah, and that was great. It also gave me a great opportunity to call back.
I know, that was great. I thought the robot would, short circuit. No, he was down there shooting at me, and that played very well into my role to get out of there.
Yeah, no, it all worked out really well. That's great.
So
cool.
Yeah, I like the the challenge rating was a bit high. I could tell immediately the first shot those things took, but it just sucks you into the game and like puts you in the character's spot and get your blood pumping, and you get into it.
Nice. Well, that is excellent to hear. I think you guys, again, like droidicas are no freaking joke. With 2 of them together, you guys, that push it up into a it's either a very difficult or something in that range difficulty. Like one of those things is a challenge for a party of 4th level characters. So 2 of you guys
probably
took on
4
2
characters.
Yeah.
So based on the wounds we took,
yeah, absolutely. All right, then cool. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this Star Wars one shot. We hope you enjoyed our foray into the D20 version of Star Wars. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this session, this not a campaign, but this session, this game, or anything else about the one shot, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. You can also find me on the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and you are welcome to join me and Jeff and John there by following the link in the description of this video. We have channels dedicated to actually Star Wars RPGs in general, to all the games we run on the channel, all the campaigns we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great channels, including finding a group if you're looking for people to play with, and yeah, a bunch of other stuff as well. A bunch of great people, bunch of great topics, and you are more than welcome to join us there. Last thing I will say is a huge thank you to the players. So Jeff and John, thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. This was a great way to wrap up the night. Thanks for letting me beat the bejesus out of you with some seriously unfair encounters. And you know what I wouldn't do next time too is I would actually have maps set up. I was using a map that I couldn't actually set it up as a grid easily, but definitely next time I run this, I think I'd do that.
I actually liked it. The hand-drawn thing? Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, then maybe, yeah. I mean, if you guys didn't, once you had an idea of where you were situated, then it wasn't hard to figure out what were good tactical options.
Mm-hmm. No. It was, I just like the whole hand-drawn aspect of it. I was like over here thinking you could use polylines to get straight lines, but I liked how you were doing it with the, it looked great.
Drawing with a mouse. Yes. My cousin always described it as drawing with a pencil taped to the end of a hockey stick. Mm-hmm. It's very true. Awesome. Well then, listen, for those listening at home, once again, thank you for joining us in this galaxy far, far away for our one-shot. What did I call this one-shot? Anyway, Siege on Saxum 7. If you are listening to this during the current pandemic, we do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that our adventures in a galaxy far, far away gave you a couple of hours to turn your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes keep getting themselves into. And until we see you again, happy gaming. And may the Force be with you.